Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday show. I'm Ultra David.
I'm James Chen.
And I'm OlafRedland.
Yep.
What we're going to be doing today is these things. We're going to be talking about Samurai Shodown right off the bat. We're going to be talking about Smash Summit results and some other stuff. We're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat 11 and Shang Tsung, who's now out now, if you're fancy. And 5-5 matchup on whether an Invitational is a major, and so on.
Yeah, but the reason why we have Olaf here is because Olaf and I played Samurai Shodown for like 3 hours yesterday.
Like
yeah, we played for like 3 hours total.
Hold on, James. Are you talking about Samurai Shodown, the game that's to be released on June 25th?
Oh no, that means I got no. Actually,
What happened here,
they actually sent us because as an influencer.
Correct.
God, I hate calling myself
You are an
that.
influencer,
That
yes.
sounds gross.
Well, you
I don't
influence,
know.
so that's your
but
job.
But as an influencer, I got an early copy of it.
Yes.
We were only allowed to stream battle mode yesterday. And
that's all you did as a result?
Yes, yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's all I did. And then Olaf got back and we played for like 3 hours and we played versus and really kind of got a good idea of how the game feels and stuff. So
well, I got an esports copy too, so thanks a lot to Athlon for that and for the PR company that sent it out. That's cool and unusual, I want to point out.
Dude,
not standard practice for us.
I'm still mad that David didn't get an advanced copy of Mortal Kombat 11.
So I'm not mad.
I'm still mad about that.
Oh,
you're our main commentator. Well, you don't need. You
totally,
don't need,
I've never tripped out about it.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, can you hear Olaf all right? We've got two mics here. I
can project a lot harder.
Yeah, you should
if
talk.
I need to.
Yeah, you should talk.
Yeah.
Just talk to like the next room over.
Yeah, I'm sure you could do that. So I had a chance to play it briefly, but only against the CPU and in training mode because I didn't have anybody who was playing with me, and online is not yet set up. So this is mostly going to be a Olaf and James conversation.
Yep. And, for those of you who sat down and watched all three of us as well as Corey talk about the Samurai Shodown footage that we recorded at Athlon, we had a lot of concerns. We were worried about a lot of things. I'm starting to wonder now if the 8 frames of lag and the laggy TV really kind of affected a lot of how I felt about it, because when we played yesterday, even when I was doing my fake training mode, which was basically setting it to 5 rounds and infinite timer so I could just do everything, so it was training mode anyway.
Yeah.
Single player versus mode.
Yeah, single player versus mode. Doing the thing where I'm making Genjuro throw fireballs with my feet.
No, I've been there.
So there you go. But it felt really good. Like, I felt really happy with it, and it felt like it was a lot of fun, and we were having some good matches, and it was a good time. I'll try to get that footage up later on tonight, actually, if I can, depending on how long it'll take for it to export. So there you go.
Cool. Well, talk to me about initial impressions. I mean, other than the lag issue, what do you got?
I don't know. I'll talk about how I feel, and then you can kind of talk about how you feel.
Sure.
But, it feels like a lot of the things that we did think strategically originally are not unfounded. I still found run throws very powerful. You were catching me with run throws a lot, right?
You caught me with a lot of throw punishes and running throw.
Yeah, and then deflect still feels really good. We kept forgetting to use deflect, but then someone in the chat was like, does deflect still feel good? And I was like, huh. So I started throwing it out, and I was deflecting a bunch of stuff,
Okay.
and I felt like I never really got punished for it. You know what I mean? Because throw is like a 2-second delay. You're like, ooh.
Right, for sure.
But deflect is like less than a second. You're like, huh, and then you're done. Right? So it's hard to see it and then punish it that way. So as a result, because deflect is so good, I think that's what makes run throw good. Okay?
When you do a deflect, are you vulnerable low or by jump or
Low.
anything? Okay.
Yeah, low. You cannot deflect jump-ins or lows.
Okay.
But the fact is that outside of kicks, there's not that many low attacks.
Okay.
Right.
So you're either going to do no damage, get deflected, or use one button.
I see.
And like
that
that's
makes sense,
kind
yeah.
of like the area
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
And not only that, but when you do get deflected, keep in mind that you are frozen forever. And the deflect between the 3 different buttons, I was trying to check the timing differences, and it feels like the same stun on every
Really?
one of them. So if you deflect a light, you're just as boned as you are if you deflect a heavy.
Oh, wow.
And if you deflect a heavy, you make them lose their weapon, and you can hit them with the super duper and also the super special move.
You actually also have enough time to get a jump in.
Oh, wow.
Which is like really a long time.
Depending on who you are.
Okay, yeah, probably.
Because Kyoshiro and Ukyo are not getting Tam Tam. Maybe Tam Tam because this thing hits low enough.
Yeah, but will you get anything out of it?
Right.
But, yeah, no, I mean, those are characters that pretty much don't need the jump in,
right.
but like Hao gets a full jump in combo, which is like, 50% meterless kind of thing.
Right. But now here's the thing, right? Knowing all that stuff going into playing last night, because that's what we discovered playing the demo, and we were like, oh, this is weird. But going into it last night and knowing that that's kind of what we were expecting made us play around it, change our strategy a little bit, and I felt like it was like that fighting game thing where we were developing newer tactics to stop those kind of things and being aware of it. Like, he would jump attack and backdash to try to bait my throw, so I couldn't just mash throw after blocking a jump attack anymore. We were doing all that kind of layering stuff, and as we were doing that, like I said, it started to flesh itself out and started to feel really, really like we were playing a fighting game. So
they're doing the thing we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. I don't know. How did you feel about it?
Largely how I expected things. I think the biggest, I don't know, it's not surprise or whatever, but one thing that really struck me is how much most of the characters felt like 5 specials incarnations with like a balance patch applied.
Yeah.
Like, Ukyo doesn't have the same old far heavy slash. Is now like a 2-hit close one, even when it's far, and that helps rebalance him without outright nerfing him, kind of thing.
Right.
Okay. And there's a lot of like that kind of thing running around with characters coming from 5 special.
Yeah.
The new characters that aren't in the demo, so Darlie, Wu, and Shiki, they're very interesting. They add a lot of flavor. Wu is crazy.
She's definitely has some of the most interesting stuff going on there. You theorized the technique that I tweeted out yesterday. I guess I missed it when you were talking about it on our show last week. Yeah. But
I'm just gonna say you just forgot. No big deal.
Yeah. Well, no, because the thing about it is a lot of the times,
internalized,
a lot of the times when people are talking on this show, like including David, I'm like trying to read chat sometimes and I don't hear things, So sometimes it just happens that way. So especially because everybody was yelling at us on the chat. Anyway,
but yeah, after getting the experience we did with the demo and kind of walking into it knowing what we did about like, okay, we know deflects are really strong, so let's try to not use moves that are easily deflected.
Right.
No, now we know throws are strong, so let's play around the idea that you're going to throw. And basically doing everything we needed to do and then having the bunch of extra characters that we didn't have before. Like, it was so dynamic.
Yeah, there was one thing I will say was that when I played yesterday, I almost never used the C button. Like, it was just A's and B's the whole entire time because I just didn't want to get deflected easily. Because you can deflect things on reaction. That's what he was doing on the demo. He would just walk up to me, and if I hit C with Haomaru, he would deflect it. So now I was just trying to do it in positions where I was predicting he was running or as a punish. Those kind of things. But really, like previous SamSho games, it was just mostly A's and B's and A's and B's. And it started to, like I said, the pacing of the match started to feel like it made it started to feel right to me,
In terms of the reactability, I went into the training mode, and the training mode has... can I talk about this?
I don't know if you can talk about the options.
Well, in all fairness, training mode's in the demo.
Okay. Well, I guess this isn't actually the training mode. This is... there's lessons or whatever it's called, right? Tutorial, exactly. And part of it is where it's teaching you how to deflect, and it's like, all right, do a deflect when he does the stand C. And so the game itself contemplates you being able to react to this stance. Like that is, it's in the tutorial. It's not like it turns out. It's like that's the design.
And so, we were just going A and B's all over. That's what mostly I was using was those pokes. And so it was, it felt more like the SamShos that I've played before, which is, a little bit of 5 special and more of 2.
Okay.
So it started to feel a little bit more like that. There were definitely instances where we're just kind of going ping, 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 and things were happening. I think the only mechanic that neither of us ever used was just defend into the counter shoulder.
I think it's called stance break.
Stance break.
It's basically because we're not experienced enough with the characters we're playing to know what we need to get rid of.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time it wasn't worth it because you're like, again, you're doing like stand B.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like most of the time I just offended was definitely not on purpose. Okay, so definitely not on purpose. So I was never even thinking about it. But I think at higher levels, you're going to just start option selecting it, right? Because if you don't just offend it, nothing comes out. And if you do,
dodge.
You should.
Well, I mean, because the thing is, block stun is so short that you have to really make sure you're committing to that idea.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess on longer, heavier moves, that do put you in a decent block stun, right? Yeah.
No, because me and Corey playing the demo, we found that the blowback is actually really good against Yashimaru. Because in Rage mode, he starts turning into this crazy 50-50 character. And so you just block a poke and then get that knockdown and try to use that to get 2 or 3 seconds where he runs out of rage.
Right.
And just burns his timer. And he can't apply pressure. You don't even care about getting pressure yourself. You just want him to not have pressure.
When you just defend, do you get better frame advantage?
No.
You
only build up rage and have the option of that counter attack.
And receive no chip damage.
Right. Okay. That makes sense then, and it's not, the blowback's not tied to a meter or anything like that, right?
It's 100% free. It does jack for damage.
Yeah.
It's just a free knockdown.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's really cool. So like I said, I felt like the matches that we were playing were getting really intense, right? Like some good matches that we were getting, doing some smart stuff with Isen and stuff. I mean, half the time, every time we use blowback, the other person's like, really? Do you think that was worth it using it there? And then...
But why not, right?
It always turned out to be worth it, but, that's the way it always works.
You do it at the end of round 1. You have 2 rounds that you have to win with no meter.
But I won that round.
Isen, I thought you meant with the blowback.
Well, that is the blowback is activating, getting yourself ready for Isen, right?
The just defend blowback.
Oh, no.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Oh, no.
We'll just call it stance break, all right? Is that
stance
fine?
break. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I was talking about
the activation of it, which blows the opponent back.
The rage burst or whatever.
Yeah,
I just call it burst.
Okay, fair enough,
because that's the way it works. I mean, it's always going to be a super to me, not a weapon flipping technique, right? 'Cause super is so much easier to say. I still call faultless defense in Guilty Gear green blocking. So
of course.
Now, on the other hand, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here. Weapon flipping technique is not a super because you can special cancel into it. It follows special cancel rules.
Yeah,
you
but
can't cancel into super specials.
But the thing about it is, every other game you can cancel into supers as well. So
but you can't do super specials. It's treated on the same cancel rules as specials.
Yeah, but you also can't cancel into ultras, right? So, but supers are still supers; they're not specials.
Yeah, but sometimes you can cancel specials into those too. They could hold janky set of rules.
Not in 4. Anyways,
what's up, Jazz?
I don't believe the servers are live yet, so I don't think
I tried to play online.
Okay.
Because I was just in my own apartment. I didn't have somebody I could play who was near me, so I was trying to play online, and I tried, ranked and whatever casual, and none of that stuff was working yet. So, not a surprise. Yeah, I don't think the servers are live yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the one thing I will say, when we were playing it, I'm definitely starting to feel that there are some tier beneficiaries and some tier losers.
Okay, all right.
Sufferers, tier sufferers is what I called it.
Talk to me about which characters you tried and who sucks and who's good.
I want to pull up a list of all the characters we can talk about. I mean, on Twitter I said I didn't want to really talk about it because I just don't want to influence people's opinions. So, just as a caveat, this is our day -5 opinions.
Yeah, of course.
And
20 minutes.
Yeah, and can be completely wrong. So this is just how we currently feel right now.
The Gospel from James Chen.
The Gospel from James Chen. No, I got it on my phone.
Yeah.
I got it on my phone. So I definitely don't want to have anyone feel like this is me definitive. Like, if I go, this character I think kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want that to discourage you from trying it because, again, as with the other Samurai Shodown show, I want to be proven wrong.
Okay.
I want to be wrong about that. I don't take pride in saying this character sucks and it turns out the character sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks,
yeah,
right?
Of course,
I want the character to be good.
Of course.
So there you go.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So
who did you use when you were playing against each other?
Let's see. The characters that I tried Genjuro, I tried Ukyo, I tried Jubei, I tried Galford, I tried Charlotte, I tried Earthquake, I tried Kyoshiro, and I tried Wu as well.
Okay, between the two of us, the only character we didn't play last night was Hanzo.
Oh, really?
Neither of us played Hanzo.
Did you play Haomaru at all?
No, but we had him in the demo.
Yeah, we played him all
fair
over
enough.
the
So
place in the
how
demo.
Is he the
and
same?
Yasha-
As far as we can tell, yeah.
Yeah, Hao and Yasha we didn't play because we played them too much in the demo,
Sure,
so I
sure,
kind of
sure.
skipped them.
Totally.
So Hanzo is the only character we really don't have any idea right now.
Yeah,
Except,
that's true.
So we may as well open with him. I'm terrified of that character.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I was messing with Galford. I don't know how good Galford's gonna be. I think Hanzo might be a little better just from what we messed with a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. So
We will get to Shiki.
yeah.
We're gonna get to everyone. We're gonna get to everyone. But
Tomorrow on EH, James Chen says character is garbage.
Yes,
yep.
definitely.
That is 100% happening, dude.
Well, who do you want to talk about first?
Let's just go through the order. So Haomaru, when we played on the demo, I mean, he seems very solid. Seems like a strong character. He's going to be a great character to start with, I think, because one thing I will say this as an overall arching thing is I do think uppercuts are going to be super important in this game because this is the first time uppercuts have been invincible, right?
Or
and
at least
the Jasmine is attacking a Kappa face in the chat. That is the most amazing
that's the
thing.
most internet thing I've ever heard.
That is amazing. She's staring at the Kappa face on my TV. It's amazing.
So, anyways, the invul on DPs is actually like really good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's,
Like startup, initial frame, invincible.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
cool.
the thing is, like, I was fighting against this Ukyo, and Ukyo's got a really good high-low because of the instant overhead Tsubame and everything like that in the low. And I was using Genjuro, so I just uppercutted a lot of the times. And
I'm like, I'm gonna go in for a meaty kick, DP.
exactly. And then not only that, because the jump air to air is not as effective, some characters it's still pretty good. Okay, so Jubei is a character who used to be good, not as good now. But then there are some characters like Ukyo's is really good still. There's a couple of characters that had really good ones. But because jumping is a lot easier now, I feel like jumping is going to be a lot more powerful in this game than it was in previous SamSho games. That also makes uppercuts really powerful. So I think...
Yes, Jasmine is actually trying to scratch the James face.
Oh my god.
That actually is happening right now.
No, she's literally trying to scratch the word scratch right now.
That's true. Yeah, she is.
I'm recording this video. Let's just keep talking and see if
All right,
the cat
cool.
keeps doing cute things.
Well, I mean, let's go to Genjuro.
Well, so Haomaru, what I was saying about Haomaru is because he has an uppercut, I feel like he's going to be a great character to start with. So adorable. He's going to be a great character to start with. He's got the C that you expect him to have. He's got a running slide kick and he's got a good throw combo, etc. He is going to be like a really strongly tiered good character to start with.
Okay.
So
That's the only character that I messed with because when I was playing yesterday, the game was still downloading its full character list.
Right.
But during that time, Haomaru was already playable, so I was like playing story mode and playing in training mode and stuff with him. He just seems like a solid fighting game character.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that much about the game, but he just feels like he just has like tools that you would use in a fighting game and that they're good. I don't know.
He has the basic, fighting game main character moveset.
Right.
And he's really easy to learn. He only has like a couple of issues, but they're not even really problems. Just be smart about playing him, and you'll be fine.
I mean, he's even got a fireball deflect, right? So like against
reflect.
a reflect, yeah. Isn't that kind of the same thing? Deflect
not really.
and reflect.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a semantic argument to be
Okay, fair enough. He has a fireball reflect as well, which makes it kind of convenient for him. So
especially because this fireball is questionable use, so you can't just throw it out all day.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Since we didn't play Hanzo, but may as well just talk about him real quick. He has really good running mix-ups and overheads. His running heavy slash is an overhead cross-up inherently, and then he has an anti-air weapon flipping technique, and a running command grab, and a decent fireball. So things were after we started playing the game more and more, he just seems like he has all the tools he needs to screw up the meta.
Right. Someone asked who has the fastest walk speed and dash. I felt like Shiki was one of the fastest characters in the game with the running.
She's at least way up there. I think the ninjas also have a very crazy good run. And I think there was one more character that had a really good run.
Well, like you said, let's go on to Genji. Oh, Nakoruru is listed second here. So another character that you played a lot in the demo, right? So I don't know. I wasn't too enamored with her stuff. I didn't feel like she was super strong, but I didn't mess with her very much.
She's not like crazy strong, but she's also not really that weak either. She has to play patient. She has a lot of good like quick pokes into knockdowns, like jab and Anamutsupe works.
Okay.
And not every character can get away with
that's
that freely.
that's the slide?
That's the low slide.
Okay.
She has bird throw zoning. She has a fireball reflect. And then one of her good confirm buttons is standing kick,
right.
which means she has a good poke into combos that you can't deflect.
Right.
She has like overall good versatility. She's going to rely a lot on Just Defend though to keep meter because she has a really good weapon flipping technique.
But it's very short. Her rage lasts very short. Right?
Yeah, her rage is only 8 seconds, so she has to like Just Defend a lot to keep her meter together.
Right. On the opposite spectrum, Ukyo keeps his rage forever, but he has the most garbage weapon flipping technique that we've... I mean,
Really bad.
That makes sense.
He leaps over like this and stabs you in your head. And I was Genjuro, and I have my slow-ass, high-delay fireball like everybody has in this game, and I went, fire, and he activated it, and I still blocked it in time.
Huh.
Well, apparently, like, as a general rule, Genjuro recovers quickly from his
Oh,
fireball.
does he? Oh,
but, like,
okay,
I'm sitting there
okay.
reacting to you hitting down.
Yeah.
Like, down to 4. I'm going to go down, do it,
Right,
throw the fireball, block.
Yeah, and I still blocked it.
It's complete poop.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's always been kind of not good.
yeah, exactly. But so Nako having that cancelable kick, because not a lot of characters don't have cancelable kicks, so I think that's going to be really important for her.
Yeah, she's got enough to compete, but she's not going to be like a dominant force.
Yeah. She's always way more powerful in other games than she is in her own game, basically.
Except for SamSho 4, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Apparently she's like a monster of 4 or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't play that much of 4.
Genjuro. I played him.
Yeah.
I think Genjuro is super good. I think he's kind of ridiculous. The only thing that I was having problems with was run up jab into Rekka, because I would get uppercut all the time, because forward into quarter circle forward favors uppercut as opposed to fireball, right? And Gibby was
really precise.
Yeah, Gibby in the chat was even saying Tiger Knee the fireball, because that's what you do in SNK games, and it wasn't working for me. So whatever input recognition system that they've used in old games doesn't apply here, I feel like it.
Because time will tell. I mean, we can lab it out. Maybe you can go all the way to up or something.
I actually had more success doing dash jab up forward and then fireball, but then I realized that was just because I was basically putting a delay in between the forward and fireball so that the uppercut would kind of disappear the window, and it wasn't comboing as a result. Like it can combo, but if I do it...
Like you're basically linking it rather
than and so it wouldn't combo. But anyways, outside of that one issue, I think Genjuro is going to be amazing in this game. The fact that he has run-up jab and the little slidey cross-up Rekka, right, I think is both really good, and then he has an uppercut. And like I said, I just think anyone who has an uppercut is going to be really, really good.
Yeah. Uppercut's a strong tool. He's got his fireball trap still. He has a command grab. He has the capture move.
Well, the command grab's not a command grab, it's a hit grab.
Oh, is it a hit grab?
It's a hit grab. Yeah. That's actually a hit grab.
I thought it was a grab.
I thought he had both.
Bad.
The one where he swings around and hits you, and then he kicks you.
That's a hit grab, but he used to have a regular command grab as well.
Yeah, when we were testing it out,
right.
he did.
Yeah, he did. That's right. I completely forgot about it.
Well, that's your fault.
Okay. I didn't even do it.
I didn't even better than you thought.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, having the DP is good. Fortunately, because throws are as good as they are in this game, you can actually throw his cross through Rekka on reaction. So that helps mitigate how powerful he could be, but he's still in like that same like Haomaru ballpark.
I mean, because once you started doing that's why I started doing running jab, because it kind of looked the same,
that's cool.
right?
That makes sense.
I was trying to mix up between those two.
Does it seem like he has cool stuff with the card? Like, is that...
If you're in
like
the
stupid mix-ups and stuff?
The hardest part about that game is that because the Oki has the flip, you can go either way, it makes it super hard to get a accurate, high-low mix-up. But I think if you do, then it's kind of good, because we haven't tested it. You theorized that they block the card, you rage explosion.
Oh, I didn't even theorize that. That was Gibby first.
Oh, okay.
Gibby did that like at the PAX conference.
Oh, okay. So you block the fireball, get hit by the rage explosion, the card drops on your head, and then you ease
and you can do stuff.
Yeah.
The rage explosion's unblockable?
Unblockable.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Also, throws are good. throws are good. Because also they have a full second of whiff time. So that's how they keep them fair.
Okay.
But yeah, throws are super
Keep
good.
talking a little bit louder as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, okay. Because DJ Blue says that you're having a hard time hearing, I guess.
But then someone else says he can hear me fine.
Yeah,
so,
Oh,
whatever.
you can talk as loud as you want, man.
Oh!
Yeah, there
Anyway,
you go.
All right.
but yeah, Genjiro's
Anyways, yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Genjiro is just a rival main character kind of thing. So,
Yeah, I do think he's really, really good, though.
Yeah.
I think, like, when I was playing him, it just felt like everything made sense, and the just having the cross-up option there, just to throw out every once in a while, is just really good.
Makes sense.
Really,
well,
really good.
I'm gonna actually point out something Corey was saying the other day that actually made a lot of sense. Is a lot of how you can help figure out who's going to be strong early on is just how obvious their game plan is.
Right.
And it's really obvious what Hao and Genjiro want to do.
Right.
It's not so obvious what some of the other characters really want to do, and that's where things get a little trickier.
Right. Okay. Then there's Yoshitora,
Okay.
who is very, very interesting, and I have no idea what he's doing, and Olaf knows more, right?
Yeah.
And so the tricky thing is he has to hit you with 6 moves.
Right.
And but they're all different in terms of what's an overhead, what's a command throw, what's
Okay.
a low. They've all got these different things. I don't know what they are.
Okay.
So I got hit by every single one of them every time.
Sick.
Right? And so once he does, you lost.
Okay.
Because he just throws that
Win
super...
condition stuff.
Yeah, it's basically Dark Phoenix. Once he gets that, we tried dodging it. Can't dodge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead.
Just lasts too long.
Yeah, and
Can you do
just defend?
just defending?
You
Is that
could.
possible?
We only got to try it once or twice, and then we just died.
Yeah.
It's gonna be definitely like a lab it out. See
Yeah,
what-
and keep in mind, remember, there's no absolute guard in this game.
Right.
So if I even just defend the first one, I can just die by the rest of it with bad just defending. So it's terrifying to try. The only thing that made it through was a teleporting Poppy. That was the only thing that I was able to hit him with. But,
That's cool.
But that match actually also kind of made it seem like the Seventh Sword has more startup than it used to.
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
actually a little easier to compete with him.
Yeah, you
Like
can
you
try to
block
stun.
one and start chucking fireballs while the
Right,
shockwave's
right.
still on the screen.
Oh, wow.
Because as long as one's on the screen, you can't throw another.
So there will be a lot of experimenting to try to do to figure out ways around it. But for the most part, because it's so hard to get, because he needs to hit you with 6 different things.
Yeah.
He kind of deserves to kill you if he gets it.
It's funny
so.
though because I think it's arguably easier to get than it was in 5 Special.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The fact that they changed his, I think it's DP kick. It used to be blockable. It's not anymore. It's now an actual throw.
Oh,
which is one of his 6 moves.
Okay.
So that's huge.
Right, yeah. That's the command throw one that you were
Yeah.
grabbing me with. Okay.
And then if he's in rage, his down to forward slash turns into that 3-hitter one that we still don't know if it's a low or unblockable.
Right, because
you were
I
so
got hit
scared
by
of
it
him.
100% of the time, because
Oh,
I was just
wow.
trying to walk backwards and I would get hit by it every single time.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever tried low blocking it, so it was probably just a low. So
Okay.
Okay,
The best
so-
thing about it is one of the moves was named Nadeshko, right? And Olaf was like, yeah, I keep hitting you with the Nadeshko, blah, blah, blah. And so I was thinking that he was trying to name a move so
Yeah.
that it was Nadeshko coming
Of
in and
course.
helping, and I was like, that doesn't make sense at all. I was like, why do you keep calling it the Nadeshko? And he's like, that's the name of the move.
Yeah, this guy, he knows the move names.
And I was
too.
like, oh.
And then I
Okay.
did it for him with him not talking, and you hear him not his go.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
okay.
like,
Okay.
so there you go. There is no hopping in this game, so there is no option select, right?
Yeah, no, that's completely gone because the option select came out of the fact that D was a movement button in 5 Special, and that is not the case anymore.
So that doesn't even exist in here. So okay, but I don't know. You tell me. I feel like Yoshitora might be pretty good, unless
He's definitely pretty good.
okay.
Yeah.
Because there's also that standing C that hits 5 or 6 times,
Yeah.
right?
the one that looks like a super move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the
everywhere.
biggest thing that I've discovered about that one is blocking the first hit and then just eating the rest of it, because I think everything is ping, so I go ping and then I just let go of block and then it's
okay.
like that.
It
so.
does look like some of his DPs have some invul,
Yeah.
but jab DP is not gonna win any awards, but I wasn't brave enough to sit there and try to keep throwing out the heavy one because I wasn't sure.
Right.
To be completely honest.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird things that we're testing with invulnerability. So, like Jubei, for example. I'll talk about it when we get
to
there.
Jubei.
We'll get there.
Jubei.
Yeah.
Up next is Ukyo, according to this list.
Yes, Ukyo Tachibana. So Ukyo, he's gonna be good.
He's Ukyo.
Yeah, he's Ukyo.
He's pretty much always good.
Dude,
but...
that's
What about him makes him good? He seems such a simple character.
it's just that the giant phoenix slash thing that he has is like it does everything.
Okay.
It just does, and it reaches way farther than I thought. Like I thought I had to be point blank to get it overhead, but he's like way over here. He's like, and I just get hit, and I'm just like
Interesting, okay.
dead. Okay.
So he has like one of the best, if not the best, instant overhead in the game because it does reasonable damage and gets you a knockdown.
Right.
He has really good like overall footsies.
Dude,
and then he has good mix-ups. Like he can do run through. His crouching kick is safe on block.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I was doing.
It's still nerfed from 5 special.
Okay.
I was just hitting 5B, and his 5B is an amazing button. I was just hitting it. It kept hitting. Like he predicted I was going to do it from this far away. Backdash, and it caught him out of his backdash.
Okay.
He tried to jump, and it caught him out of the air. Like it was like, what is a hitbox? It like hit him with his feet like above the sword and stuff.
And that's cancelable.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
cancelable as well. And then not only that, but it's just like that Air Phoenix slash thing too also turned out to be an amazing anti-air. You see anyone jump, you just do it, and it just hits like on frame 2 or 3 or something.
I think it's actually 4. Like I think they actually.
Yeah, because like you just do it, and
some
they're
bonkers.
jumping way up there, and you just bam, and you just because the hitbox is gigantic. And then just the fake apple was way more was better than I thought it was going to
Okay.
be. So it was kind of crazy. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And Tsubame reflects fireballs, which helps him
Whoops.
circumvent his other issues.
Dang.
Yeah.
Far B into Rekka is like super reliable now. And then on top of that, he can do it in the corners where you get like the medium or heavy Rekkas off of B, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Ukyo is definitely going to be one of the best ones in the game for
Okay.
sure, and it's just because he's Ukyo. Ukyo is just going to be Ukyo.
Huh.
So Ukyo is going to Ukyo. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I
so.
do need to see what his health value is because I think he takes more damage than
Right.
usual.
And again, you know, it's kind of fair that his weapon flipping technique is just garbage. You know, because if it was any
Needs to
good, if it was any good, then we would have some concerns. We would have some
That makes
massive
sense, yeah.
issues
Yeah.
with the character.
But
so.
then the trade-off is his rage lasts 30 seconds, so Tsubame starts doing real ass damage.
So
Yeah.
that means he does more damage and he gets like EX.
EX
some
Yeah.
stuff?
Tsubame.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
On top of all that,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
not that we have found yet. It is not combable.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the weapon flipping technique? No, there's no way.
Honestly, I'll be surprised if he can even do it off of a deflect.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't think that there's. I think the only thing that could ever make it comboable is Sub-Zero's Ice Ball. Outside of that, I don't think anything would ever be able to make it comboable.
Like, he actually needs
so-
like assists.
Yeah, exactly. He needs Nadeshiko. But next character we have is Jubei. So
Yeah,
Jubei
that's all
is there.
you.
Yeah, Jubei. I think he has the best actual fireball in the game. That fireball is fast, dude.
I disagree.
Who do you think has a better fireball?
Galford.
That one's fast.
Maybe
It comes out fast. It travels fast. And
Yeah.
Right,
the 3 versions are really.
because the interesting thing about Jubei's is that his jab fireball is actually the fastest one. Because it just goes one hit, and the heavy one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it shoots over and it does 4 hits and stuff like that. I just think it's really good. It pressures people to jump a lot. I don't think he's going to be great because that's just Jubei because he's got counters and you've got to risk it. And if people are timing their jumps properly, it's harder to counter them and everything.
And if you DP wrong, you die.
Yeah, exactly. But the interesting thing about it, he, again, is another character with a really good stand B that's cancelable.
His stand B is super good.
It's so good. And the other thing, too, is that this has never been true before, but his uppercut move where he leans back and then runs forward and goes, and then just like goes up like that, has some form of invincibility on it.
Oh.
We were testing it a little bit, and I just tried it, and Olaf's jump attack went right through me when I did it. I mean,
It did it before, huh?
No, it never had
What would you use it
invincibility.
for before?
Combos.
Ending combos.
Oh, okay,
Combos,
okay.
yeah, it was just a combo move basically. But yeah, there's definitely some sort of weird invincibility when he's leaning back.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, the super special moves, the super dupers, right? There's definitely invincibility when they're posing before the Koto pluck. So
Okay.
before you hear the tung, like when they're dancing around, there's actually invincibility on that. Because I have definitely gone through moves with that. I was testing it.
Okay.
I was testing to see how much invincibility it had, and I had the computer do like a swing at me, or I hit the button with my foot, and
Yeah.
I activated the super, and it went dung, and then I just got stuffed right away. I was like, there's no invincibility. And the next time I did it too late, and the swing just went whoop right when I was like doing my
Interesting.
little pose, and I was like, what the hell?
The frame window is really weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so apparently his DP did
Oh,
have some
interesting.
invul, but it was just unreliable.
So Aru says that there was invincibility in 5 special with Jubei's uppercut. So I guess there was a little bit then, because I thought nothing had invincibility in previous Samurai Shodown games.
I
right?
wouldn't say nothing,
Okay,
but it's
okay.
just it's a matter of its actual practical use and stuff like that.
Okay. I mean, it felt like it was working for me pretty decently.
Yeah,
so,
they're
yeah,
definitely improved.
Okay. But overall, like I said, Jubei is Jubei. I don't think he's going to be great because he's a high-risk character, right? Because his counter does 40% damage still,
Okay.
right? So, like, you counter something and he's just destroying you. But every time he counters, he's like, hoop.
Yeah, but on the other hand, 5B is a really
Yeah.
good button.
And
So-
not only that, but his high counter is, as far as I can think, the only counter that stops jumps. Because deflects, like even Wu's Gong, everything like that does not actually stop jump attacks. I think Jubei might be the only one that has it, so there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. All of those things.
Yeah, and so, yeah, again, in 5 special, I thought he wasn't very good. Like, I thought he was kind of like low mid-tier, but I feel like he's like mid-high tier in this one, so I feel like he's not bad. So
Okay.
I feel like I would definitely feel a lot more comfortable maining him right now than I think I would have in previous games.
And there's still
so.
just room to grow and develop in this game.
exactly.
You know, we're still on
Yeah.
day negative
And
7.
His throw combo is super good because
Okay.
he gets far B into fierce uppercut every single time.
Okay.
And it just takes you to the corner and stuff
Okay.
like that. And he's also got one of the best universal overheads. I forgot his universal overhead where he hops.
Yeah,
it,
it goes like straight up and just pokes you, and then his jump away B is really good.
and his universal overhead low crushes and it also knocks you down.
Okay.
Some people's don't even knock
really?
down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
and actually some characters I think used to knock down on the overhead. Now they don't anymore too.
exactly. Because Kyoshiro used to knock down. I don't think he knocks down anymore. So
Not that I saw.
yeah.
You talked about Hanzo and then Galford.
Galfuro. I don't know if it was because I was using Galford against your Yoshitora that I just felt like I couldn't really do much, or the fact that I just have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing with Hanzo at this
Or
point in time.
that you don't know what you're supposed to do against your
Or I had no idea what I was supposed to, because I was just getting hit by everything. And
You
then
mean with Galford, right?
with Galford, right? So when he got his 7 sword thing, I was just like, I'm dead, and he would just like through that, and I would die. So towards the end, it started making more sense with Galford. I was just poking a lot more with B's and C's instead of trying to throw fireballs and throwing Poppy everywhere. And by the way, you can hit after the Poppy that
Oh, for
bites
real?
you, but you have to wait till they spring off, and then you hit them out of the
capture
air.
state has to end. Then
Okay.
they
Yeah,
hit
it was
away.
interesting. I did a dashing C and I actually hit afterwards,
All right,
which
that's
was
cool.
weird. But so I'm a little torn on Galford right now. I do feel like he could probably be really strong in the right hands for people who specialize in him. I just didn't know what I was doing with the character, to be honest
enough.
with you. So
Also, his weapon flip has way more range than I thought it did.
which one was his weapon
The
flip?
giant lightning slash, it hits almost full screen.
That's right. Yeah.
If we were like a full jump apart, he started it, I backdashed, he clipped me.
Wow.
Immediately.
Yeah.
It is
It hit like
scary.
3/4 screen away, and I was
Wow.
like, okay.
What's the animation?
He just pulled out a sword, it's electric, and he just swings it. Like,
Yeah.
jumps forward, like, lunge.
Does it
overhead.
literally hit all the space between where he
No,
is
it-
and
like, you can jump over it, I think,
Uh-huh.
but
I mean, we'll
the
have to test
horizontal
it.
spaces
We'll have to
okay,
test
pretty
it.
okay,
hefty.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Go, puppy! And I mean, he has a dog. I mean,
Yeah,
that
he has a
automatically
dog, yeah.
makes him like one of
Yeah.
the coolest characters,
And
right?
then, like, the lightning kunai are all really good, and then he still has a command grab.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
he's got stuff.
Yeah.
He seems like he has a lot of tools.
It was
yeah.
really hard to command grab Yoshitora though, because Yoshitora is so busy trying to hit everything that he just never stops swinging. At least you didn't, anyway.
That sounds like a I
Yeah,
don't know if that's a
He has
character
a lot
problem.
of- he has a lot of good tools.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the things about Yoshi is that since he has 6 different moves, they all have an express purpose. So they all have a way to answer other things.
Right. And that's kind of what makes it kind of neat, right?
Yeah,
Because
no,
like,
Yoshi's
you're like,
freaking
please
rad.
throw a fireball so I can do my hoppy move, with armor on it, and stuff like that. So
No, Yoshi's freaking rad.
okay.
Next is Charlotte.
I think Charlotte is super good. I think she's top tier in this game.
Well, okay.
Dude. Out of everybody that I played, I felt like she was the strongest for me. She's so straightforward, and her fireball is the most ridiculous fireball. It's always been.
It's just big.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you just try to jump it and you land on it. She can hold it. You can hold her fireball. It doesn't hit, but then you can delay it so if someone's trying to jump over it or teleport through it or something. I just hold it and all of a sudden I hit them with it.
Right.
And then her B is a really good poke, but her jump C is just
It definitely feels stronger than it used to.
Yeah.
And she's been like super high tier in other games.
Yeah.
And she just feels monstrous right now.
And her knee attack is fast. That move is super
It's Charlotte's
fast.
knee.
Yeah, her standing kick. But then the other thing too, which I didn't even know until I got this version going through the tutorial, was that there's that system where you cancel your jump into another jump.
Right.
So if you hold jump, you jump and you go
land.
Yeah. It's very slow. There's a lot of delay on landing.
But if you tap up as soon as you land, you can cancel your landing frames into another jump.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was in another Samurai Shodown game ever. Maybe Aru can actually tell me if it was in like 5 Special or something like that. But the fact that it's there, like I just had to learn how to time it with Charlotte. Every time you blocked the C or got hit by it, I just had to wait till she landed, and then I would hit up forward again and just jump. So I could do jump C, jump C, jump C, jump C, like back and forth because it crosses up. It's super damaging. It's like she's just real. And then she's got a full screen poke, which is like impossible to punish. You know, she just felt
just defend.
Well, yeah, you can.
No, I mean honestly though, because of that like double jump tech. I'm actually really considering just sticking on pad on this game so I can mash it harder.
I can tell you, it's very easy on hitbox.
Yeah, I was about to say this is a hitbox.
I just double tapped it every time, easy.
Yeah, so I think this Charlotte is actually. I think Charlotte's super good. I think she's really, really strong right now.
All right. Then you had Earthquake.
I also played Earthquake, and I think he's really good. I think he's very simple. Very straightforward, but he's so scary to fight against because he actually feels like the character with the C's that like hurt the most because you're so annoyed trying to get in on them. They might not necessarily do as much damage.
Yeah.
They do. I feel like they do more mental damage than they do anything else. And the fact that his crouching C is undeflectable, I think makes him super good. And
they're multi-hitting.
Yeah, and they're multi-hitting, so they beat all armor. So, like, he was using Darley, he would do Wake Up Super, which had armor in it on my jump C, but it would go block and then pow, and then she would just get hit, right? So he couldn't do that. And then the other thing is his jump A is really good. So he kept jumping at me, and jump A for Earthquake was a good air-to-air.
Okay.
So I was just doing jumping A a lot to counter the jump-ins and stuff like that, which at first I felt like was a weakness of his, but then after I started figuring that out, it was a little bit better. So I think Earthquake is going to be really good. I think he's going to be... I don't know if he's going to be... I feel like he's going to be that character that's like good, and he's going to beat all the scrubs, but he's not going to be top tier. You know what I mean? I feel like he's one of those characters.
Yeah. So he's the character that, like, day one is going to ruin everyone's life. But then, as the rest of the game develops, the entire tier list is just going to start doing this.
Yes, yeah.
And then he's going to, like, hang out at mid-tier, maybe.
Yeah, High Fight in the chat. Oh, no, actually, Mr. Henry says that it's the Abigail, and it's kind of like that, right?
It's like Abigail stayed strong.
Yeah, Abigail, people thought he sucked, and then he ended up really good.
I guess what I mean is that he will kill everybody who doesn't know what he's doing, but then once you figure it out, he's not top tier, right? Because originally, I thought he was like top tier. Well, he was before the patch.
He definitely was.
He was before the patch, so...
Yeah, no, he's definitely a scrub killer.
I messed with Earthquake in training mode a little bit, and his movement didn't feel as bad as my impressions were from having played at the... when we played at Athlon. And yeah, that might have been because of the fact that it was the pre-patch, so there was more lag, and the TV was laggier. So on trying him out, I wasn't like as put off by his movement. And also when I found out that you could do jump instant air down buttons, like down A for the instant butt drop, that makes me like his movement a lot more. Like, because that means that you can play
Fake
with whether
jump,
you're going to jump, basically. Yeah, so you you go up into the sky just a little bit and then button. You recover very fast from that. From just the down to A.
Oh, so, no, he's definitely a zoner. He's definitely a zoner.
His movement is not as frustrating as it first felt, I would say. I mean, I don't have any opinion on whether he's good. I don't. That's up for you guys. But his movement was not as frustrating as I thought.
Well, the thing is, I think he's going to be a scrub killer in the fact that everybody who comes and plays SamSho who's expecting to play every other fighting game Earthquake is going to destroy them because they're going to be like, what the hell? I can't. What? Oh, I got hit by this. Like, imagine getting hit by Dalsum Fierce Punch and losing like a sixth of your life instead of losing.
Or more.
Yeah, or more instead of losing that little tiny bit. Because before, when you get hit by Dalsum's buttons, you're like, oh, okay. But now you get hit and you're just like, what the hell? Why am I doing this? Why am I taking this much damage from 3/4 screen away? You know, and it kind of sucks. But I do think that I think he's going to be very solid. I don't think he's going to be the best, but I think he's going to be a very strong character.
Cool. Then you had Shiki.
This is the part I've been dreading. So, we're going again with, these are first impressions. There's a lot of lab time that needs to go in. I need to work.
Drop the bomb already.
She feels like she's the worst character in the game.
She
Far and away.
She feels pretty bad.
Okay.
The only thing she has is she has arguably the best super special in the game. Like, it is ridiculous. But I don't know what else that character is actually supposed to do.
I mean, I looked at her move list, and I can't piece together what the strategy is because her hooligan throw doesn't reach anything, and it's really, really slow. So, again...
No, it doesn't track. You have to press which button you want to press.
Yeah.
Her DP is real, but it also has the narrowest hitbox ever.
Yeah. So even on like a throw in the corner, you did dash B into uppercut, and the uppercut missed. So it was dash B and then just went uppercut, and I was like, oh, hey, look, standing C, and then that was...
Oh, no, the teleports are garbage, too.
Yeah.
They're not invul on startup, and their recovery is bad.
She has that same problem where when you start the teleport, she can disappear from the screen, and then you can punch the space, and she comes back and gets hit.
Bummer.
Yeah, so...
So far, the only thing she's got other than super special is her crouch C is good.
Yeah, her
Her
crouch
C
C
is
really
super good. Her running C is like the swaggest normal I've ever seen.
Yeah, but if you block it, she's dead.
Yeah, she dies.
Yeah, she's dead. So, God, I hope I'm wrong because, like I said, she's one of the ones that I hope I'm wrong the most on because I just felt I was just like, I don't know what this character's supposed to do. I literally have no idea what she's supposed to do.
Her 5D's okay. It's a good anti-air and it's whiff cancelable, but. And then on top of all this, she has the same problem you were having with Genjiro, where you do like a running attack and accidentally get DP. Because her quarter circle forward is her actual good combo ender.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you got to be really careful about that.
You do dash B into fireball, and she goes uppercut,
and then you die because you missed.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So,
I gotta tell you, I didn't have any problems doing dash into button into quarter circle forward on hitbox.
Okay, so...
We got that recommended to us.
Yeah, so
we still need to experiment
yeah,
with
Gibby
it.
told me that, he said, Tiger Knee the Fireball to make sure you don't do the uppercut when I was messing in training... in the fake training mode in Versus. And when I did dash button into Tiger Knee, I still came out with uppercut. So apparently whatever system worked in the previous SNK games to prevent that system from happening, I'm not sure is in this one. Yeah. Or I was just doing it too fast because I don't.
We have a lot of lab time ahead of us,
right,
so we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah. So
not something to be too worried about.
We'll figure it out. So, I mean, I wish it worked because that would have been nice, right? But we'll see what happens.
I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Yeah, but honestly, right now, Shiki. Oh.
Okay. Also, I'd like to point out, Fu used Shiki at Combo Breaker and took top 2 in a tournament where nobody knew what they were doing, and Charlotte died round 1.
Yeah.
So, that's more indicative of Fu's skill as a player than Shiki's actual potential in day -70.
Yeah. And again, I would love to be wrong. Yeah. And I want to be wrong. I want it to be that Shiki is bad for us, and it's great for Fu. Like, if that's what it turns out, then yay, let's go. So I'm worried. So
okay. All right.
No, I'm going to put a lot of time into Shiki to see if I can figure out what she's supposed to do. And hope for the best, because I really like Shiki. I was stoked to have her get revealed.
Oh, gee, why do you think that the auction tournament results are great, dude? Why would you think that? Kyoshiro. I'm not sure how good he's going to be. I think he was super good in 5 Special. Okay. I thought he was like really strong.
He was an A-tier character.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. His jump... He's so floaty, and I know, the guy that we were talking to...
It was big and floaty in 5 Special.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it was like this Like, I feel like I'm just...
Well, part of the game speed being different also changes that. Like, it's kind of a percentage thing. I think he might be one of those characters that just plays differently than his old incarnations. Like, he seems like he's still okay. Like, he doesn't seem bad.
He's got range. His fireball is actually pretty cool. It's the best looking fireball in the game.
Wait, which one is it's the
waves.
tsunami.
The waves, it's so good looking.
Yeah.
God, it's so good. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful now.
It's nice, yeah.
So I feel like I don't think he sucks. I like the frog is still slow. It doesn't do 40% damage like it used to do.
This is fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would have been okay with it doing less damage if it still came out as fast as it did before, but I feel like it comes out really slow right now. And he also still has the, after I jump off the frog, I'm like, woo, let's land here. And then also his jump down C, which he does the little spin thing. When he lands, I mean, he is just posing forever. So I feel like he's gonna be more of a solid-y kind of character instead of like, hey, I've got Tiger Knee uppercuts for instant overheads, and I've got Frog that hits super low and does a ton of damage. So
and then his universal overhead doesn't knock down anymore.
Yeah, so I feel like he's not gonna be super annoying to fight against like he was before, but I feel like he's gonna be a much more basic, solid kind of character. So
he might be just as annoying, just in new ways.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a time will tell thing. Yeah, well, that's the thing also, though, is one of the trade-offs, too, is that his weapon flipping technique isn't ludicrously safe on block anymore. Like, he has this whole, like, nauseated unspin kind of, like, animation.
Yeah.
So...
Still hits on the other side, though, which is really good.
And completes.
Yeah.
It's not even just like, whoops, you're disarmed.
And it was fast, too. I punished a recoil on the C with my weapon flipping technique, and I don't think most characters can do that. So I think it has a really fast startup.
Probably does.
And then Tam.
Tam, you tried him a little bit, and...
So I wasn't a Tam player, and I really don't know what he's supposed to be doing. But he felt a little clunkier than before. But he also has like really good instant overheads, so there might be something there. Yeah, and then his weapon flipping technique is absolute garbage.
Right.
God, it is so unsafe.
So he shoots a giant column down there, and it goes shoots this giant thing up, and then he lands, and then he goes and then he goes and boils a cup of water and starts pouring some tea.
Makes a bowl of cereal.
Sips it a little bit, pulls out the newspaper, and he's like, oh, I'm fighting, that's right. And then he puts it away, and then he's out of his delay.
Also, he can't Kara cancel his overhead anymore.
Oh, could he before?
Yeah, he had like the forward kick command normal or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you can Kara that anymore.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get those extra mix-ups.
The interesting thing is, in 5 Special, it was just jump C that you could instant overhead with, right? You could just jump and C with it. In this one, you could only do it if you ran and did it or something?
Running jump C at least was more reliable. I don't know if I was like doing something wrong doing the normal one, but running jump C... instant overhead worked fine every time.
Right.
And then jump A worked fine every time.
Right. But jump A was like Yoga Sniper. If I got hit by it, I can hit you with a C before you land.
Oh, it's punishable.
Yeah.
He's super
on hit.
Yeah, because it's just...
It's a jump A.
It's like, my hit stun's done. Oh, hey, look.
Right, he's still
also, one of the other things is his jump normals don't hit above him. So, like, he does this, the hitbox stops about here, so all of this doesn't matter.
Where that used to hit. Everything. He used to just be a giant hitbox, and it doesn't feel like that anymore.
So he's going to lose a lot of air-to-airs.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I was fighting your Tam with my Kyoshiro, and like I said, Kyoshiro is like Superman. He can leap tall buildings in a single bound. And we jumped, and he did C, and I was clearly right there, and the lines were all through me, and Kyoshiro was like, whoa, cool, jump C, and then I hit him.
It doesn't seem like he can instant overhead reliably with heavy from standing. But
again, we need to lab it.
Like 5-minute impression.
Yeah, we need to lab it. We need to lab it. So, Justin was doing it no problem. Okay,
with heavy.
I would imagine so. Sure. Well, like I said, we gotta lab it. We gotta lab it. This is day minus 5 impressions again.
Yeah.
So,
and this was 2 hours last night where I was playing a lot of characters.
Yep.
So it just seemed really jank. It also might have been matchup dependent because it depends on how low your character crouches.
It's true. Kyoshiro kind of is low already.
Easy.
Yeah. Earthquake, you're gonna hit him all day, right? So
you can overhead him with like standing and jump back anything. But
I mean,
if he was Kyoshiro,
Olaf with Darlie versus my Earthquake did instant jumping C, and it hit me overhead, and she landed in time to weapon flipping technique, whatever I tried to counter poke
Sick.
her with. And since it has armor, it was like, dink,
Right.
and then she punched me, so, yeah.
I really hope I get Basara back.
Yashimaru. Yashimaru.
One of the demo characters...
Yashamaru.
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 Kurama Yashamaru.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yashamaru. I never got to play. I mean, I played him a little bit. Obviously, his air
His
dagger.
intro's sick, by the way. I gotta tell you. I think he looks cool when he's like coming in.
What does he do?
Oh.
I forget.
You know, he like comes in and there's a bird. Oh wait, no, this is story mode. Anyway,
You're allowed to play the story mode, just not stream it. That's all.
Probably shouldn't talk about it.
It's pretty
either.
cool.
Being polite.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Move on here.
I mean,
His wind pose is super cool, though, where he like flies away as a bird form.
Okay.
That's actual wind pose.
Cool.
so I know originally in the demo we thought he was kind of weak, but you guys messed with him a little bit more and started
And
finding
he's
better.
definitely less weak than we thought he was. He still has problems, but
Right.
2C is a 2-hitting low heavy slash, so you can't deflect or do anything about it.
So yeah, you meant in the trailer, right, David? Because apparently the trailer shows that. So you clearly mean in the trailer is what you're talking about.
His DP where he does like front flips and stuff in rage, it actually can cross up and autocorrect the final hit.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
he starts becoming like this crazy mix-up character.
Okay.
And he has
Is that
solid
safe?
damage.
Probably not safe.
It's less unsafe than you'd think.
Okay.
It's not safe, but it's like safe-ish.
Okay.
And then he has like pretty good damage. He has okay pokes. They're like his far B has good range and damage, but it's pretty slow for like some of the good 5.
I mean, he's gonna be a good beginner character because his moves are.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think he's a bad decision to pick as your first character.
Ooh, okay, there you go.
Like, definitely should like play like Hao or Genjiro first, just to kind of get used to things. Then you can start jumping around. I would not play Yashimaru first.
Or play
It would-
Ukyo and just stand B everything. No, actually, his jump is kind of bad, so
Here's
Ukyo's
the
gonna be
thing.
weird.
Yashimaru should be your first character if you like losing. Because all of his special moves are crazy unsafe.
Okay.
Everything he does is crazy unsafe.
Okay.
So, like, you can just get, like, I'm going to do this move. That's cool, right?
I mean,
Hard slash into everything.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like he's a character that has very basic normals. Like if you just only stick to his normals,
his
but then
kicks are really good.
yeah. But then again, if you're only sticking to his normals, you might as well play Haomaru. You're better off. Than
You
that.
can play whoever you want at
Yeah.
that point. And then his weapon
Again-
flipping technique is really unusual.
Again, this is a -5 day -5 impression, so don't worry about it. Main Yashimaru anyway, please, and prove us wrong.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I don't think he's
Obviously.
unplayable.
Because I mean, people in there's someone in the chat being like, "Oh man, I wanted to main him. That sucks," you know. But like, don't.
I just wouldn't recommend starting with him because you're going to get punished for a lot of mistakes you didn't know were mistakes. Mm-hmm. Like, that's kind of the thing about him.
Yeah.
He's not as obvious as you would think for someone who looks like he's designed to be a beginner character.
Right. Okay.
So I mean
Okay.
that's. But no, I don't think he's unplayable. It's just he's kind of finicky.
All right.
Darlie
Dagger. Man, she's so cool.
Darlie
She's so
seems
cool.
awesome.
She definitely
She's
is
so
cool.
good, and we also found out that her wind-up punch is unblockable.
Yeah, the unarmed clobber with
Wow.
armor.
Yeah, because I did a standing C.
that's like
He
unreasonable, to be honest.
predicted correctly and absorbed my standing C, and she kept running up, but it was very early on. So I was like, "Oh, I should be able to recover in time. Let me block the boom died." And I was like, "Was that blockable?" And we
yeah.
were like, "Let's test that," and it definitely was unblockable.
Also, the charge hammer, when you charge it up to fully tap on the heavy slash version, the shockwave is also unblockable.
yeah, the whole thing is unblockable.
I didn't know that the different strengths were different. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's one of the new characters. So
Yeah,
she's
the pirate with all the weapons.
yeah, and
so
even
cool
when you
looking.
do the fireball thing where she flies in the air with the sword,
Yeah.
that can actually fall on you as a cross up too.
Right.
By
I
the
noticed
way,
that, yeah.
and she's super good. I think she's really good. I don't know if she's top tier. I feel like she's very high mid right now. But I feel like once people get to play her a lot more, I think she's going to get really strong. So I still think having a cross up is really, really powerful. So
Yeah, but at least it's her B.
Yeah,
So she doesn't
it's true.
get that much off
it's
it.
not Charlotte.
Yeah. I don't know. She's going to be a time will tell character. She's either mid or mid high. And I don't think like any higher than that.
Her 5B seems really good.
It's pretty good.
Dude, the fact that she can get a throw into C
Pretty far.
hurts.
Oh yeah,
dude.
back throw though. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
back
That's just,
throw
like,
into the
means
C
you have to be cognizant of that.
does more damage than her command throw. So I think that's and
That
since
makes
there's no
sense.
throw
Not much
text
damage
in
on
this
command
game,
throw.
like, is it really that much of a difference to do that instead of command throw, right? So,
But again, you can still use the Rage Explosion to burst a regular throw. Command Grab is just going to be your guaranteed damage.
yeah, bursting is going to be very important in this game, I think, with knowing when to burst and
sense.
stuff like that. So,
But yeah, I think she's really cool, really fun, interesting options. She's got a fast jump, good movement.
Great design.
Yeah.
she's just one of the coolest characters.
Oh yeah, armored weapon flipping technique.
Yes, God, so good. And it hits low first hit or something like that, or
Not that I'm
don't
aware
think
of.
oh,
so,
who was
yeah.
it? Who was it? The one that had the low hitting? Was it Yoshitora?
Yoshitora.
Yeah. Okay. That's right. Because I just kept staying blocking, and getting hit by. I got hit by a lot of low things from Yoshitora. Okay,
That's funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Last
and
up
then,
is Woo.
and then Wu. I mean, she is truly the waifu. I mean, she's so adorable, dude. Like the wind pose without her glasses is like the cutest.
Oh, I
thing
haven't seen
ever.
that.
Yeah, she just goes. And then she like leans down on the ground and just like pats the
funny.
ground. Oh,
My
she's-
glasses. I can't eat
Yeah.
sun without my glasses.
Mingane.
That's my favorite fan art of her so far.
Yo, yeah, the
I can't
Velma
eat-
fan
I
art.
can't eat
Yeah,
sun
yeah,
without
yeah.
my glasses.
That's fun.
But I mean, as a character, I think she's gonna be good. She's gonna be really good against floaty jump characters because that makes the trap really annoying to deal
Okay.
with, right? But I think she's gonna be good pretty much no matter what. I don't think she's gonna be top tier, but I think she'll be very strong, and she's gonna be the most un-SamSho character who's gonna punish you for doing SamSho-y things. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to know how to fight her, basically. Because like a lot of times when she plants a trap, you either got to wait till it goes away, but she can refresh it, or you got to jump at it and land and block. So if you have a fast jump, you might even be able to hit her before she finishes planting it.
I did that to you.
Right,
Yeah,
you were doing
as
that to
Darlie.
me a bunch. But I was using Ukyo, and Ukyo goes whoosh,
Right.
right? And so I just had to jump and block it, but then he would run up and do the overhead, or he would just predict my jump and jumping see me out of the air and stuff like that. So it was a really kind of cool zoning tool that way. The nice thing is, since everybody uses a sword in this game, a lot of people can poke over it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
But that's why she has a counter.
right, exactly.
My personal first impression, she's my pick for potential top tier.
Really,
I really think she this is all theory fighting, etc. But I think she has like straight up top tier potential. She looks really good.
interesting. Okay.
She just seems to play a different game than any other characters.
Yeah, she does. She plays a completely different game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she is true zoning in the sense of the word zoning.
I mean, and setup, right? Which doesn't seem like it's terribly common.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things too, especially for the fact of like her archetype and not having a teleport, she can actually regain control better than one would think. Like she struggles when someone gets in, but if she can get like anything started, she can regain whole control of the match again.
Okay. And then that's it, right?
Yeah, those are all the characters. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. So, so far, I mean, honestly, it just feels like I don't know what the hell to do with Shiki, and like that's the one character that I'm really concerned about. Unfortunately, so
But time will tell.
yeah, and
Yeah.
right now I feel like the strongest characters again day -5 impressions. So I'll
-7.
tweet this out and turn this into this will be turned into an article, at some point in time. But I think Charlotte's really good. I think Kenjuro's really good. I think Ukyo's really good right now. So, yeah,
I don't think that's unreasonable.
yeah. What's your pick right now besides Wu for top?
Ukyo's way up there. I think Yoshitora has a shot.
Okay.
I'm still terrified of Hanzo.
Right, yeah. Which neither of us
And,
played. Weirdly enough, now that you mentioned it, it's weird that we covered everyone but Hanzo.
And actually, I think Hao and Genjuro are going to be tied.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's really what it comes down to.
So like I said, I think having an uppercut that's right. I forgot to mention, Charlotte also has an uppercut too.
Okay.
So she has the anti-air and the wake-up uppercut option on top of everything that she has. which
Also,
is-
her landing recovery from her DP is surprisingly good.
yeah, it wasn't like nomination and then just land and then sit there
Yeah,
like
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
She actually kind of landed quickly and blocked. So
Is Darlie's Quarter forward punch invincible?
I think it has a very little amount
Yeah.
of info,
Wait,
but I
it
think
felt
it's...
like it
Fireball?
No, because that's her DP
No.
animation. Remember, she doesn't have a DP command.
Yeah. It's just
Darlie.
Quarter
I was thinking of Wu for some reason. I was thinking
Right.
of Wu. Okay,
She's
yeah,
not
yeah,
Chrome
yeah,
Dome, no.
yeah. I was
No,
like,
yeah, Darlie, because there were some situations, again, I was just messing around against the computer, and it seemed like it was invincible in some situations, at least. So.
There was one time we did something that it felt like there was some invincibility on it, but I'm not
And
sure.
there was a time when you and I were playing, and you had me waking up into Wu spines, and I did wake up
That's right.
quarter circle forward with Darlie, and I got out of the spines.
Yep, Charlotte's DP has invul too.
Yeah,
all the,
everybody's
all the
uppercut.
DP styled moves all seem to have some invul.
Yeah. And then, Rimururu is going to be the first DLC coming out. So, and again, if you get the game early, you get the Season 1 pass for free.
Buy it week 1.
Which
Free
is,
DLC.
I think, the best
cool.
early purchase gift that any company has ever given for a fighting game. I think that's amazing.
It is super legit. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. So
In previous ones, were cancelable buttons with cancelable too?
yes,
Depends on the button, but most of the time, yes.
Okay, yeah, that's
most
all
of
right,
them
yeah.
were. Like, I mean, Jubei, that was a whole strategy for me, was the whiff be in the fireball. Like, I
Okay.
just did that. It was just like an option select. It was like a
Yeah.
free option select.
Like
for me.
Darlie can carry cancel into command grab and get slightly more range.
How can do crouch heavy slash into fireball.
Yeah.
And so that way he can kind of control 2 spaces at the
That makes
same
sense.
time.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, it's always been a thing.
We've been talking a lot about the gameplay, but I have to say I really like how it looks. When I first saw the game, when it was first shown, I thought it didn't look very good, but now in person in the final release, I'm sure there's been work done on it and stuff.
I mean, just look at the original trailer
I think it
now.
really does. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
really think it does look nice in
Well,
person.
it was actually confirmed that every trailers that were coming out, the graphics kept
Yeah.
getting tweaked a little
Right,
bit more
right.
and more.
I mean, of
and
course,
more.
yeah, that's
so. I mean,
development.
The last version of it, there's still something about it that still feels too clean to me in a weird way. But I 100% acknowledge that is just a pure me aesthetic thing, and also me just being like, I want Samurai Showdown to look exactly how I remembered it, because I'm an old man and I
Yeah,
hate change kind of
definitely.
thing, right? So, but looking at the game, it's beautiful. The,
Yeah,
the
it
backgrounds
really is.
are
The backgrounds are
beautiful.
great.
The
I have to
backgrounds
tell you,
are
man.
beautiful.
They're
That's like I
gorgeous.
said, the freaking Kyoshiro Fireball is like the most
Yeah,
gorgeous
that one's
thing
nice.
ever, right? And the character animations are really good.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
music fits very well.
Yeah. Oh,
It's-
I'm so happy with the music.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they kept the traditional
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
music
It
in the
fits
game
really well.
and stuff like that.
I
so.
can't wait to get my copy just to like leave it on sound test or leave it in
Dude.
a level while I'm doing other stuff.
You know what? I even like the small touches that on the menu screen, it's a scroll from right to left.
Yes,
I think that's
is
like
cool.
it's beautiful to me as an Asian dude. Like, I'm just like, man, you are like they're going full
Very nicely
into
done.
they're full into that whole Japanese kind of feel to
It's-
it. and
it's
stuff.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know.
Right? But even just like Ukyo's thing with the haiku that he reads and stuff like that, it's just the game is really pretty. And
Yeah.
it's not pretty. It's not the way that I wanted it. I like Samurai Showdown being kind of this weird, dirty, zooming in, pixelated kind of
Yeah, it
thing.
doesn't have the
you know,
zooming, yeah.
and the
I'm
ping.
so glad
you
that
know,
we are rid of that type of zooming.
The zooming.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
oh man,
I saw somebody saying that's why some of the characters like jump off the screen because they didn't end up doing the zooming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Scroll properly.
Yeah. Well, just because in previous games
Well,
you would zoom out if somebody
But
did like a really high dragon punch.
The ping is there, Bill Hicks. So when I said that so in the old games when you bounced off of the guy, you went ping. It was literally one frame of animation and you just shook, right? But now when you do it, you're like, and you kind of reel back slowly like that. And to me, that always looked odd. Like I always wanted to be the frozen, like the one frame of animation, but.
I want my flavor.
Yeah, that's the thing is, you can't do that now because everyone else who sees it nowadays would be like, why are we animated?
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
You couldn't be bothered to animate a whole motion, huh?
Yeah, I know. And for me, I'm like, that's the way. So that's why for me, when Guilty Gear was like, we're going to go 3D, but we're still going to use blur lines
Yeah.
and keep all the animation janky, I was like, that is amazing.
Nobody has
But-
any criticisms on that.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
exactly.
That game is beautiful.
But that again is just, I 100% admit me being old man status, and I just want SamSho to look like the SamSho that I want. And also, let's ask this question. I don't know if you can answer this, but
Probably not.
if you wanted to add an older character into the game, who would you like to see added to the game?
I already even answered this.
I know.
definitely need Basara back.
You need Basara back. Okay, fair enough. For me, I have a lot of choices that I would like to bring back in there. I mean, Wang Fu would be cool, but he's not the first one I would pick. I would actually pick Caffeine Nicotine. I really want Caffeine Nicotine back because he was who I used. Because he was the one that I used in Samurai Shodown 2. He was my secondary, and he's awesome. And he has the fireball.
He's super cool.
He has the fireball that reverses your inputs if he hits you with it. So I mean, come on. Yeah, his name is Caffeine Nicotine.
I see that.
Yes, and he has a big old hat, and he attacks
sure
you with a
does.
hat, and he attacks you with the cane, dude.
The archer girl's name is Mina.
Mina, yeah. Caffeine Nicotine. He's really cool.
Dude, he's so rad.
He's awesome, dude.
What a character.
His crouching A, he just takes his hat and goes, whoop, whoop. He hits you with his hat. It's so awesome, dude. Yeah, literally his name is Caffeine Nicotine. Yes, the way you typed it is exactly how it's spelled. Yep. That's it. Whose dad is he supposed to be?
Gyra?
Gyra's dad?
Well, I think it's adopted.
Oh,
but it's
okay,
still,
yeah.
Yeah, he's Gyra.
Right.
Gyra's adoptive father, grandfather, something or another.
What a janky looking character.
Dude, he's so cool. He's so cool, right?
watching
Look
now.
at him, dude.
I
He's so
Googled it.
awesome, dude. But Genon, I was never a fan of. I was never a Genon person. But I know everybody wants Genon back. I don't think Slash and Bust should come back at this time.
No, but I do like some of the variation characters that came out of that. Like I wouldn't mind Rosetsumaru.
Right. Rosetsumaru was the evil Haumaru,
Yeah,
right?
and Rera, which is the
The
wolf
wolf.
form Nako.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing them come back.
Yeah. It's actually
he
really
becomes
cool
a
that
big
they,
dude.
it's actually really cool that they took those bust versions of the characters and turned them into their own characters to have them stay in the game, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Nicotine. Oh my god.
It's his name, dude.
They couldn't bring that character back anyway now.
You don't think so?
I
Because
don't
his
think
name
you
is
can name a character
Nicotine?
Caffeine Nicotine in 2019.
You know what? They should just call him Nicky. That's what they should just do.
Nicky.
Caffeine Nicky. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
Dude, I really don't want Kuroko in this.
Yeah.
Unless they like just redesign him again, which would be
Ooh,
fine. But if he has like his
Yeah.
78 KOF moves, we're all in trouble.
Yeah. Kuroko is the guy with the flags in the background.
The judge.
yeah.
Because in Samurai Shodown 2, as I mentioned in our other stream, if he ever randomly challenged you, you were dead. There's just no chance of winning.
Interesting.
You could
Yeah.
totally do it.
It was so hard, dude. It was so hard.
Well, I still don't feel like I'm very interested in the game, but after having played it and watched it a little bit more, I really think there was a major difference with not having as much input lag and the TV being better.
Because I mean,
that
after
definitely made it feel a lot more responsive.
yeah, I
understandably,
mean,
right?
like when we played it at Athlon, I started not feeling it. Like
Yeah, I remember,
I
yeah.
was kind of like, but now that we've played it here on a better TV, displaylag.com, by the way, if you ever want to buy a TV,
Correct.
definitely shop for your TVs there. And even if you already know what TV you want, see if it's available on that site and click on their link. Just to support Forward.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
Forward's
so-
not paying me
Yeah.
anything, but
You know,
I just love the guys.
I don't feel like I'm into it myself. I think it's slower than I want to play.
Yeah.
But
But you have enough games
I'm
to
not
play
like
anyway.
I'm not like opposed to it, and for a while I was like, I can't believe anybody wants to play this. but now after having played it without the input lag,
Yeah.
all good.
So you don't think I'm stupid
All good.
anymore.
I don't. No, I don't.
I feel like, for me, I want to commentate this game so badly because I feel like from a stream viewer perspective, commentary is going to be so important because if the commentary, look, obviously we're professional commentators. I'm trying to say this without being as mean as possible.
Wow, it's gonna go weird.
But sometimes when you watch commentary, it is boring, right? I mean, like, two people are just talking. They don't put any excitement in their voice. They don't
Okay.
put any emotion in their voice. They're just describing kind of what's happening. And if you do that for SamSho, that's it. You're killing the game. Like, because the game is already going to be slow-paced enough. You really have to talk about the tension. You have to talk about the pressure. You have to talk about the God, is he going to swing? Kind of things. And when they land big things, you got to
This
be...
is going to be it. Is he going to burst it?
Right, you got to be excited about things, and I feel like commentary could kill this game really badly if it doesn't go well. So
On the other side, I think the people who are more accustomed to having a hype style of commentary may not fit the game very well
right,
because there's just
exactly.
I mean, not that there's not going to be hype moments, but it's not
You're not
terribly fast-paced stuff.
Yeah, you're not going to be going, yo, oh my god,
Yeah,
here we go, blah, blah, blah.
Not,
You know
not
what I mean?
constantly anyway,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly. So I feel like it's going to be, it's got to be something that you have to understand emotionally when you commentate a game. Every fighting game out there has a different emotional kind of feel to it,
course.
and you want to commentate it differently. In Street Fighter, I'll talk about strategy more, but then when we used to commentate Marvel 3, we just didn't even bother because you didn't have time for it, you know, kind of things like that. So
Oh, he touched him, and
yeah, exactly.
I felt that actually you had a lot of time to talk in Marvel.
Okay, but
It was during combos.
Yeah.
There was a lot of time for exposition.
I love this movie.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you know, there's anyway.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you guys should both do it.
Yeah.
That's definitely my goal.
Cool, man. I hope it works out.
Me too.
I am supporting that.
Okay. Cool. So, talking about my childhood during Zero Loops. I think it was at Yumacon that I was commentating that game with Mike Ross.
Okay.
And when Doctor Strange started doing the Flames of the Impact Palm loop, we just started talking about the weather. We were like, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. What'd you have for
Man.
dinner last night? You know?
Marvel commentators gave up so many good chances to talk about the game.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because there was a lot of time to talk about it, but it was during combos, and everybody always had the same response to that, and
Yeah,
I was
know.
always mad about it. So anyway, that's 10 years ago. Feels like it anyway.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about Samurai Shodown?
Not for the moment, other than buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially
look, obviously
just to get you the free
try.
DLC.
New,
It's
yeah.
free season 1, so.
Yeah.
Flames of the Impact, Flames of the Impact.
Flames of the Impact Palm!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like nobody says foot dive. They say foot dive.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, the game is going to come out on PC and Switch later.
Yeah.
It's on Xbox
okay.
One and PS4 right now, but the Switch one...
well,
Or it will be in
be.
a week.
Yeah, on the 25th
sorry,
it will be.
Yeah,
It is releasing.
Don't forget your esports privilege
That's
over here.
right. I forgot I'm an influencer.
Check your privilege.
Correct.
I forgot that I have influenza already.
You
so,
definitely do.
Yeah, and it is. It will come out on the Switch and on the PC. I think it was October-ish time or something like that.
I think they've only given us like estimates, but not
Okay,
official
okay.
release dates.
Okay, so there you go. All right. Oh yeah, and on the Google Stadia,
on Stadia.
in November.
Yep, it'll be on Stadia.
Mm-hmm. So if you miss the demo 8 frames of input lag,
Oh man, all right,
you
yeah.
can go back and experience that on the Google Stadia.
By the way, we didn't explicitly address it on stream, but major props and hats off to the team
Yes.
for figuring out that it was a bad input lag, 8 frames. WYDD put that out on Twitter, and they not only fixed it incredibly fast, but then sent somebody out to his house for him to test it to verify that in fact it was much improved.
From Japan to France.
Correct.
He lives in France. They
Yeah.
flew, whether they're developers,
Yeah.
with a build and go, whatever you tested, do it
And
again.
it was four frames.
Shout out to Josh for taking the trip, by the way.
Super cool.
Yeah,
Super cool.
And yeah, the fact that it's 4 frames, which is better than like every fighting game
Very
except
strong.
for like Skullgirls, right? I mean,
Well, as far as games that are on like the modern systems go, it's one of the
Yeah.
best.
Like
Yeah.
that Blaze Blue, I think, is a little better.
oh, is it? Oh,
And
okay,
then,
okay.
Koihime Embu.
Oh,
like
okay,
anime
okay.
stuff.
Yeah. But that, yeah,
yeah, that's
super
amazing.
awesome.
Very,
they've
very
been,
cool.
They've been so reactive to people talking about stuff, and just being really responsive to, criticisms and suggestions. Not even criticisms, because that sounds negative, but just more people like, I'm concerned about,
Right.
and they'll fix it and stuff.
Yeah.
And the input lag was probably one of the biggest ones.
I mean, I really think that it had a big impact on why I felt negatively about the game at the start.
Yeah.
So now that it's fixed, it's definitely a different story.
And the game feels great.
Good job.
It's very responsive, honestly. Yeah.
Good job.
Cool. Well, anything else to say?
Nope, that's all I got.
Thanks for coming on, Modi.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. You took your time coming all the way out here at the last
I know.
second
I
to
know.
do this.
Yeah,
no,
to do
it
this.
was very
such a
last minute.
hassle.
It's so-
It was actually almost literally last minute.
Yeah. It was like 3 minutes before the show started. Hey, you want to get Olaf up here? And
Yeah.
okay. And then
All right.
Thanks, dude.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking about some Smash Brothers stuff like that. Thank you, sir, again for coming up here.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll be right back. And yeah, how appropriate that I put on the Charlotte poking Shiki. I saw that and I was like, I have to do it.
Don't forget to remove me from your banners.
Yes. Okay.
Alright.
Stadia. Stadia is the Google console that instead of owning games or anything, it's basically a streaming service for games. Think of it as Netflix for games, essentially. Like not like GameFly kind of style, but literally the streaming app version.
Dang, I guess GameFly missed the market.
It's true. They didn't even realize that would be.
I mean, they probably did, but they were like, "Oh, we don't have infinite money."
Yeah, you need like 7,000 servers for that and stuff. Oh, you do need to buy. Yeah, you have to buy the game. So
It's weird. The pricing model doesn't make much sense to me. But anyway, want to come back?
Yep. Okay.
All right, welcome back to the show once again. Thanks a lot to OlafRedland for coming on. Follow him on Twitter at OlafRedland. That's his real name.
He's still posting. He's always posting a lot of stuff on Twitter about SamSho.
Yes.
So
yeah, very active, very very interested in the game. So
yeah, he's even just from the demo, he's been posting a lot of stuff. So
for sure.
Follow him on the Twitters, and then now he is gone.
Gone.
All right.
Okay, so some things happened over the weekend. Tournaments, you might call them. People playing video games competitively, in some cases for money. One of them was, probably the biggest thing, was Smash Summit 8.
8. Man,
8.
they've had
They've
8
had a
summits
few of them.
already. What channel was it streamed on? Was it on Summit?
BTS Smash.
Oh, really? They do have their own, huh? Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if they were just like not streaming stuff on the Summit channel, like for Mortal Kombat because of the violence, or if they were.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That wasn't my impression. No, it was on BTS Smash.
Okay.
This. Oh, hey.
Hey, shout out woo to Rizal.
Winner.
And also shared rewards to 3 others in chat. Nice.
Wow, that's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on BTS Fighters channel, but James just thought that maybe they had created that exclusively for Mortal Kombat because of the extra
Violence.
grossness of it, basically. But no, I don't think that was what it was. Anyway, it was on BTS Smash. Winner, Tempo Axe.
That's right.
Pikachu. Second place was Wizrobe
Pika.
with Captain Falcon.
Yeah, right on the tail of him winning a big major as
Correct.
well.
Smash
so
and Splash. And then third place was TSM Leffen with Fox, and fourth place was Ace IBDW with Fox also. This was super cool. I watched a bunch of it. First of all, shout outs to the Summit people for their skits. They had, I mean, every time they do good skits, but I felt like these were absolutely some of the greatest that I've seen. They were so good. Did you see the Axe one with Pikachu?
Yeah, and that's Mango's kid too.
I mean, yeah, huh?
That's Mango's kid that they had running around being in the Pikachu outfit. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was a genius
thank
skit. Genius skit.
Yeah.
And then the one about
Well, they even put Hungry Box where Jigglypuff appears in the trailer, right? So
it was honestly, you have to watch it. It was so great. It was a riff on Detective Pikachu, right? For Axe, who uses Pikachu.
which is funny because he ended up winning
Gorgeous.
too.
Yes,
so
it
yeah,
was genius. And the other one where it was commentary instead, where it was, if you can't compete anymore, then you can become a commentator.
I wanted to take that logo and just like turn it into something that we use.
That's
Like
so
actually
great.
just have it there.
That was so great. Yeah,
man.
genius. They are very funny. Shout outs to them. Yeah, they do. They always do skits. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, just remember from the time that Yipes called Hook Gang God Kevin Arnold, and because of that, they made the whole Wonder Years title parody for the Dragon Ball thing, which was also amazing too.
Yep. Which is now on the
Dang,
wall
so
of NLBC.
IBDW got 4th after going 0-3 in pool.
Yes, he did not do well in pools.
Dang.
Yeah, he got lit up and then had an awesome day. So the way that they run it is that there's a set of pools, and your results there decide whether you're going to go into winners or losers bracket, or lower bracket,
Right. Oh, God.
or
Losers bracket.
nerds bracket. I'm going to call it all sorts of different stuff. I've decided I'm just going to riff on that every time I'm on commentary.
Kind of the
from now
nerd
on.
bracket? did
Yeah,
you
I'm
say?
just gonna be as much of a
But
dick
nerds
now.
are winners.
Oh, no, they're not. I don't know. Whatever. So,
Come on, David.
whatever.
We are the true winners. We are.
You including me in nerd category? I can't believe it. All right.
Are you going to say that Nerd Josh,
Cool
is
guy.
not a winner?
All right, fine, cool guy.
He won
right.
cross assaults? I
right.
mean, come on. He is a winner by definition.
The nerd bracket and the jock bracket. It's decided.
There you
That's
go.
the winner. All right. Anyway, so the fact that Axe won it obviously is huge. It's the first time Pikachu's ever won a major. as we're going to discuss.
Yes.
As you
Yeah.
can see over here. But that's the contention right there. And
they called it a super major, I think is what they call it, right? So Smash has their premieres, and I think they called it a super major. So this is the first time that Pikachu has won a super major.
Extremely impressive, of course. And Wizzy just having done really well previously, also with Captain Falcon. The top 4 doesn't have any of the gods.
Is Leffen still not a god?
I mean, I've talked with a couple of the guys about that, and they're always like their position is basically like it's how there were the fighting game gods from Japan, and like historically that's true, but nobody still thinks of them as like terribly important, right?
Exactly.
But anyway, first time that none of them were in top 4 for 15 years, I think.
I mean, look, whether the whole definition of god, whatever, it's those 5 guys have been in the top 8 of a super major for 15 years.
I mean, Hungrybox is still in top 8 and stuff.
I'm sorry, the top 4
specifically.
Yeah.
So that is super, super cool. It was super fun to watch. I really, really enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. I didn't get a chance to see any of it. So
I watched a substantial amount of it.
Nice. Okay.
And I mean, just having... Look, obviously I'm very casual when it comes to Melee, right? I'm terrible at it. I only casually watch it either. But from my perspective, it seems as though the game has become so interesting over the last, year or two.
Yeah.
Where previously it felt like you could basically be assured of which characters would make it into the top 8 or 4 even. And you would know which players as well. And now it's not like that. It feels like it's so much more open in terms of both the characters and the players. Who's going to do well in both character and player. And it's awesome. I mean, I've really had a blast watching the game this year.
I mean, a lot of people in the chat are mentioning that one of the biggest reasons, obviously, is Armada's retired, right? And then Hungrybox started winning a lot of the events there. Mewtwo King, I guess they're saying doesn't play as much. Mango, I know, hasn't been... I don't know...
He just won a tournament not long ago.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's practicing as much. People
so.
in the chat can talk to me. I've heard conflicting stories about what Mango's doing.
He won a big tournament not long ago. Yeah.
He is still practicing? Okay, so he's playing the best that he's ever played. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, man. I think it's awesome. So
I mean, what the cool thing about it is like Axe was always known as that guy who 4-stocked at Evo. You know, he got the 4-stock Pikachu versus, I forgot who the other guy was, but he did that in like 20 seconds and just like murdered him, and everybody was like crazy. But you know, being known about that was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But now...
But that was in top 8 at EVO.
Yeah, that was in top 8 at EVO, which is impressive. But now, winning Summit 8, I think, is like, I'm sure that... And did you see the video of him coming down the stairs and everyone's applauding? Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were all applauding him, and he just got really teary-eyed and stuff.
Oh. Yeah, I saw the little cell phone video somebody had too. Yeah, for sure.
That was really cool. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Amsa was up there. He got 7th as well.
Oh, good shit.
Really, I mean, it's like look at the character selection in the top 8: Pikachu, Falcon, Fox, Marth, Jigglypuff, Sheik, Yoshi.
That's really good.
That's awesome.
That's really good.
For any game to have only one repeat character in the top 8 is great.
Yeah, and
for any game.
And honestly, like I kind of feel the same way that you do. I feel like Melee has actually kind of done, and you know, it's one of the reasons why I really wish that we could bring back MVC2, because I feel like this will happen to MVC2 because this happened to MVC3. Remember at that one point in time, we're all sitting there. Well, it's obviously Zero and Virgil are going to kill everybody.
It's getting funneled into the strategies. There's only so many teams you can pick.
Right. And
don't even bother with your weird teams.
And then we had Nemesis teams, you know, teams with Nemesis and MODOK and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Top fours.
Yeah, it got real funky at the end. So, sure, there's definitely precedent for this happening. But this game has been around for 1,000 years, and its process has been much longer. So the fact that it even now, nearly 2 decades since it came out.
Well, I do also feel
still
like,
changing,
you know,
awesome.
Obviously Armada retiring is a big factor of that, because Armada used to just kind of kick away a bunch of the people there. But also at the same time, I think there's that kind of mentality where, you know, some of those top players that are like Plup, like other guys who are getting stronger, probably just like Leffen. In fact, maybe a lot of credit goes to Leffen as well, because I feel like Leffen was one of the first guys who was just like, F these gods, you know what I mean? I'm going to beat them all. I don't really give a crap, you know, and he was kind of like the heel and stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like that's kind of, that maybe that pervade through other players, and we're like, you know what, we don't care. I
think lots of people were probably trying, and he just got there first.
Okay.
But the way that Hungrybox described it at the end of the stream was that he no longer feels that he could just show up to a tournament and skate through until like top 8, which he was like, yeah, I feel like time was like I could just show up and I wouldn't need to turn my brain on until like pretty deep into the bracket, and I could just punish people for making their bad mistakes. Now people aren't making mistakes. Now they're making me think even like earlier in the bracket than ever. So he was talking about how he notices a difference in terms of the player
skills. That's
skills.
why you can't skip pools.
So cool.
That's why you can't skip pools.
Well, I don't know that he thinks pools is where it happens.
Yeah, I know.
It's no longer in like just the final several players. It's like longer than that now.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And you know, that's great. And again, I've always said this, that Melee not being at EVO is not going to do anything to this scene.
Dude,
this scene is going to be fine. It's going to keep growing. People are going to still keep playing it. So.
I mean, I am personally bummed that EVO's not going to have it, because I really like watching the game. But the game's going to be fine.
Yeah, exactly. So again, I've always been Melee was one of the scenes that I used to always give an example, even back like in 2000s. Where I was just like, look, if you want your scene to succeed, you know, because everybody would be like, if this game's not at EVO, it blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, dude, look at Melee, dude. Like, it's not at EVO during the time that it wasn't at EVO. Yeah. And I was like, it's doing fine, dude. So, yeah. There you go.
Very cool. Yeah, look, I'm not going to say that I'd rather have Melee than any other particular game, although I definitely feel that way. But that's not... I don't need to enforce what I want on anybody else. I'm happy for the games that are going to be there and their fans, of course.
Absolutely. So,
yeah, it had a lot. It had 63,000 viewers on BTS Summit, not on the original Summit stream, and without.
But see, that's the thing, is I think that's kind of a sign of the times. Is that the gods not being there makes it interesting.
I don't know.
And so like a lot of people want to see that. Like they want to see Pikachu win a tournament, or they want to see if Wizrobe can do it again. You know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of the allure to it. I think that's kind of the draw. I mean, for example, here's a weird example, right? California. We live in California. One of the nights during E3, Mark Mann arranged this big old dinner with all these FGC people, and we're all just sitting in there's like 40 of us in this section of this Chinese restaurant, and they all had the TVs on there, and it was Game 6 of the NBA Finals of Toronto versus Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
Golden State Warriors, clearly a Californian team.
Right.
Everybody in the restaurant was rooting for Toronto.
Were they really?
Yeah, I think it's just, people want to see something different happen.
Because LA hates...
That's part of it. That's part of it. But also, I think a lot of people are just sick of seeing Golden State win constantly, And so I think there's that. Like, if Golden State was winning like 3-1, I don't think like everybody would be like, here we go again.
Okay.
But the fact that Toronto was up 3-2, I think everybody was like, oh, maybe they could actually do this. Injuries, whatever. Beside all that stuff like that. Yeah. But I feel like maybe that's kind of what was happening with the summit. I don't know. That's maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cool. Anyway, it was a lot of fun to watch. Great job to the players. Man, Axe's response was heartwarming, that's for sure. So was everybody else's response to him winning, by the way.
Yeah, and that was the great thing, is that they were all applauding him. Same thing what happened when Hook Gang God won, right? Yeah. Everyone was like super happy for him. And that just kind of shows the camaraderie in the FGC, and it's kind of one of the cool things about the summit. Obviously, there have been situations where the opposite has happened and people have gotten kicked out of summits before for bad behavior and stuff like that, but for the most part it's been good. So.
Very cool. I had a lot of fun. Good job to everybody. Anything else to say about that one?
Nope.
We move on. Fighters Spirit 2019 also occurred. This was a ranking event on the Capcom Pro Tour. Fujimura won it with Ibuki, of course, and Tokido got second place with Akuma. Yeah, they're probably like both in the top 5 in the world. That might be top 4.
But see, Fujimura always has less success when he comes to America.
Wow.
Because he is not fighting.
Can't handle it.
He can't handle Smug
handle
G
it.
and stuff like that.
Can't handle
there
it.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like top 4 might be like those two and Punk and Problem X.
Yeah,
That's like
no, clear.
top 4.
Like, I don't think
maybe Fudo should be in the top 5 there. I don't know, but it's something like that.
I mean, look, if you're gonna pull everybody in the Street Fighter V FGC, I think 90% of the people would put those 5 in their top 5.
That actually might be right.
I don't even think that there would be. I mean, maybe if there's that one person who's like at least 4 of those 5 will be in 90% of the top 5.
That's a good way
because there's
to
going to
put it.
be someone like, I just love Smug, you know what I mean, and they're going to put
for
Smug in there, you know. So
no, that I could see that for sure. Yeah. Anyway, that was cool. Fujimura had some sick conversions. I don't know if you saw the combo that he did where he like charged
reloaded twice.
Yeah, he reloaded a kunai
in the mid combo
using the V trigger as a way to keep it going.
And then, like I said, when he actually EX Raida through Urian's shield, and it slid her far enough that she literally passed through it and was able to recover here and continue the combo. After he won that round, that smile on his face, he was like, he just looked like he was so happy with himself that it worked. Because I don't think he like necessarily was 100% positive, but it worked. He was like, I'm such a god.
Yeah, that must feel good.
Oh my god. Like, I'm too good, you know?
Dude,
it was so
he's
good.
very strong.
It was so good.
No doubt about that. Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2 was won by Omito.
What a shock. This is what happens when Machabo goes and plays Street Fighter.
Oh, dang. Then Noble won Cross Tag.
Nice.
And then BBCF was won by Monster.
Okay.
So there you go. That seemed like a good tournament from what I watched. That was in Korea. Then, in addition, you had Reflect 2019, which I also watched a little bit of. This was in London. And Street Fighter, it's a ranking event on the CPT. Problem X won it.
Yep.
Mouse Problem X.
Had that really sick cross-up
Bison.
on, who was second place? It was Crimson, right?
It was Phenom who got second place.
Oh, but he did fight.
He did play Crimson,
Crimson's Karen, where he had installed the bomb, and then he did head stomp into Devil's Reverse, and then went other side and exploded, and it caught him cross up. That was so
classic stuff.
And then he had the conversion off of it and everything.
Oh yeah. He's ready. He's super ready. Yeah, he's amazing. But it was also cool to see Phenom get as far as he did, mostly with Karen. Mostly Karen. And then that Mr. Crimson got third with mostly Karen.
Yeah.
So there's a trend.
Dude, it's happening a lot, because didn't it also happen, like, wasn't there somebody else who started using Karen in the Korean tournament? Shoot, I can't remember now.
Let me go open that back up. You had MOV Karen. Is that who you're talking about? Maybe.
Might have been MOV Karen, because he's
Mongo played a little bit of Karen. You got 9th.
Yeah,
that's all I see.
Karen. I mean, maybe she is top 3. I don't know.
Maybe she's one of the best.
Yeah.
She's definitely strong. But then, curiously, I felt Crimson and Phenom, when they played in Losers Finals, there was a blind pick. And Phenom went to Karen, and Crimson went to Dawson. Like, that was his, like, secret blind pick, even though everybody knows he plays Dawson, right? It's like, it's previously been his character.
Right.
And then he lost the first game, and he stuck with Dawson. And he stuck with Dawson after that, and he lost 0-3 with Dawson versus Karen. I guess he just didn't want to play the Karen mirror match, or what?
I said it on Twitter. Mirror matches suck. People hate mirror matches, right?
Sure.
And it was funny because Broly like, mirror matches are great because it really shows.
I saw that.
And I was like, I don't necessarily agree, but you know, everybody knows how I feel about mirror matches. I hate mirror matches, except for Ryu versus Ryu,
A good one.
which is always the best mirror
good one.
match, like in all fighting games. But otherwise, I hate mirror matches. So
Well,
I don't blame Crimson. Let's just put it that way. So.
I would not pick Dawson. I would not. Anyway, that happened in London. Apparently, literally down the street from where Problem lives. Because Logan said on commentary that Problem, between top 24 and top 8, or whatever it was, right? He just walked home. And then he came back for the top.
If I had a major... Dude, okay, so the Red Bull stuff was here, and that's like down the street for me.
That's true.
I 100% went home when like in between the days and stuff like that. So Oh, man.
Then there was also the Fighting Games Challenge, which took place in, please pronounce this city name for me right there.
Which one? Kokoma?
No, right there in Poland.
Lodz?
Definitely not.
Lots.
No, the L is like it's like a side of your mouth.
Lots.
Lutz.
Lutz.
It's almost like a W. It's hard to
It's
say.
like
I can't say
It's like
it.
Sylvester Stallone. Lutz.
Almost.
Lutz.
Yeah, it's a weird one. So people say
I'm
Wodge.
going to Lutz. What?
Anyway, in Wodge, Poland.
Okay.
This was a Tekken 7 Master event. So it's a big one out there. And winner was Kokoma.
Nice. Okay.
Kazumi Geese Dragunov.
I remember seeing him tweet about it. He was very happy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he seemed like it. Noroma got second with Jack 7 and Dragunov.
And Tekken is another one that I feel like is kind of in that phase right now where all of the strong players can win. Because before, remember when JDCR and Saint was just winning everything and then he was winning every event that he attended. But now it's just like everybody's winning, and Tekken, I think, is also in that really awesome, very interesting spot where it's like everybody stepped up their game so much that nobody can just get a free win in that thing anymore.
So the rest of the top 8 was Haji Gosen Saab, who I don't know, I'm not familiar with. Let me know in the chat. Then Super Akuma 4th, Cherry Berry Mango 5th, Steffi Black 5th, 7th were Kanan Trench and Chicken Mario.
Okay.
So that's cool.
That is cool.
Spreading stuff around like that. Anyway, those are the events to talk about that happened over the past weekend.
Okay.
Some cool things, lots of different games being played, a lot of fun to watch.
It's just getting more.
Yes.
Getting more. Every time I feel like when 2019 was announced, we found out all the games coming out. Like I thought by the time we got to the end of all those games coming out that he would slow down a little bit, and it's not happening at this point in time.
Good year.
Now we've got Grand Blue Fantasy coming out at some point in time, and I just have this weird feeling that's not the last of it. You know, I just feel like there's going to be more fighting games at this point. So, and there's a lot of indie fighting games. Like there was that one Filipino fighting game that was just announced and stuff like that.
The one that F-Champ is working on.
Yeah. Oh, is he working on it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, okay.
If we're talking about the same one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's probably only one
not too
Filipino
many.
fighting game that's coming out of the Philippines.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, all right.
Oh, so and then there's that game called Footsies that was created by some guy named Hi Fight.
You know, he updated it recently. Did you see that?
The Turbo Edition.
The Turbo Edition, yeah. So it's a little faster. He rebalanced some of the things.
Right. I just feel like Hi Fight and Flappy Fighter now need to like team up because everybody on Footsies is like, please make the iOS version, and everyone on Flappy Fighter is like, please make the Android version.
There's no iOS version of
Footsies?
Footsies?
No, there is not.
Smart man. That's capturing the market out there.
You're missing a big audience there, dude.
Some percentage, but not the majority.
A giant audience.
Not the majority.
So, yeah.
Nerd.
Flappy Fighter is fun too. They just released a new character on that. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, Burdette.
Yeah,
it's a Chun-Li character.
Okay.
So she's got Flappy Bird Kick. And
nice.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool.
It's actually really funny.
All right, that's enough for tournament results. That's all I got for you. Let's chat a little bit about Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 11.
Soul is mine.
I hung out with some of the Mortal people at E3. That was cool. Nice to go to dinner with y'all and hang out a little bit and get all the esports secrets and all the game development secrets that I'm definitely about to blab about right now.
That's right. Because everybody tells us everything.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And we always know all the secrets. You know more secrets because you're a lawyer, but like...
Not about that, though.
Yeah, not about that.
In life, I have a lot of secrets, but... no, like, we literally went to dinner, and, like, I don't know if we talked about the game at all. Anyway, so Shang Tsung is out. If you had gotten the pre-ordered version or however the thing worked out, if you pre-ordered the DLC or whatever it was, I forget the format of it, but if you're a fancy fella, then you get to play Shang Tsung now, and unfortunately, I have not, on account of, I'm sorry, I had work to do today.
Are you saying you're not a fancy guy?
I think I am, yeah. I had to do work, so unfortunately I wasn't able to play him today.
Okay.
But I did watch a couple of streams of people playing him. I was watching Jam and then just kind of moving around and seeing different streams.
Okay.
He
came out today?
I think yesterday, to be specific, but I have not played it. But it looks very cool. He has two variations one of them seems like a little bit more pressure heavy, one of them a little bit more zoner style. In the zoner one, he has a beam that can come out that covers this tremendous, like, ST Akuma crazy angle. And the entire beam that hits is a hitbox.
It's kind of like Zod then, right? Or Superman or one.
But it's Superman-y.
Yeah. Okay,
but it's all at once. It just goes bam, and it's like the whole screen is just covered, and if you try to jump, then you're going to get hit.
Jeez, okay.
It's really good.
So
that's an amplified one, though.
So he might be like one of the another true zoner then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Hellspark seemed good. I really, really liked the way that they dealt with his Soul Steel mechanic and crushing blows.
So how does that work?
So the game, by what I can tell, just considers that you have two characters and they have their own separate KB
Oh,
requirements.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
So Shang Tsung does have to do the transform to access his back throw crushing blow, but that doesn't work when you are the opponent. So when you soul steal into the opponent and then you try to back grab, that's not the crushing blow. It's once you turn back into Shang Tsung, now you have the back throw crushing blow. And as the other character, let's just call him Baraka, right? So Shang Tsung and Baraka. Baraka has escape failed crushing blows on his throws.
Okay.
So,
but he also has all the normal crushing blows that of Baraka as well.
They just have two sets of crushing
blows.
Exactly. Just think of it as two sets of
crushing
blows.
They just have their character, whatever they transform into.
Separate ones.
Right.
So Baraka's escape failed crushing blows have to be loaded as Baraka. So you have to make them miss that they're as Baraka, and then also as Baraka get the grab.
Right.
So his KBs don't like transmute into Shang, they're just separate ones. But I like that a lot because that means that you have access to crushing blows like all the time.
Yeah.
Like you're very scary.
But if you use it and you transform back to Shang Tsung and then you transform back to Baraka,
doesn't reset.
You don't get
doesn't
the
reset.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
that'd be crazy.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Then you'd be like with easy crushing blows in training mode.
Yeah.
Dude, with easy crushing blows in training mode, I have this sick combo where I do down 2 crushing blow, take half a step, down 2 crushing blow, take half a step, down 2 crushing blow, take half a step, down 2 crushing.
I didn't even think to try that.
Yeah, you could just do that infinitely.
Wow,
it's hilarious.
That's funny. Okay.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, that doesn't work with Shang.
The best part about it is every time you crushing blow them, they lose the same 3 teeth every time.
Right, it's just the same animation. Although I wonder, this is something I have to test. Can you do a down 2 KB as your opponent and then happen to turn right back into Shang Tsung like right then and then juggle with Shang's down 2 crushing blow?
Probably not, because you're not going under a high anymore, right? You don't have that condition anymore. So
yeah, presumably it's been reset.
Yeah. I don't think that's
you cannot. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Now, so is it the same as before, where you don't control when Shang Tsung turns back? It's just a time limit.
It is a time limit.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you amplify, then the time limit is longer.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But it seems like he does not fall out of combos.
Did he used to fall out of combos?
I don't think so.
I always thought he was just reeling until he got up. And if you knew the time had passed and you knocked him down when he got up, you knew he would transform and you could kill him again, right?
I think it's still like that.
Okay. So there's still that danger that he has, basically, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, which character was it? I know Abba has it, but there's another character that had that problem where, you could get up and have to do some recovery thing and then get blown up for it,
No, I think that's pretty cool. Very interesting character design. I really like having another character that seems like it's supposed to be a zoner, but like I said, the first variation seems like it's less of a zoner and maybe more of a pressure character.
Right.
So there's definitely some stuff to be played around with in there.
But I mean,
curiously, neither of the major tournament variations have the ninjas.
See, that's the because that was like the coolest part in the trailer.
It is cool.
I was like,
that's just.
I thought that was so slick.
It is slick.
And then
it is slick.
And it's not in the tournament.
It's just that's part of the design, because every character has something cool that's not in a tournament variation. That may be particularly cool, but every character has something that you see it and you're like, wow, that's
it just felt like that was like the highlight. You know what I mean, of everything that he could do. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not in tournament mode.
Not a single one, huh?
No, they've said in the past that they intend to open up how many tournament variations there are. I don't know anything like a timeline, or if that's even still in the works.
It'd be crazy if every season they changed what was available.
Dude, that would be super cool.
But it would be tough. It would be a lot of work. I don't know if people would be happy with it, to be honest. Some people would from a player's side.
It's like resetting things, basically.
Yeah, because you're just like, dude, I love that I can play this way with my character. And then you're like, no!
Right.
You know?
Like, I'd be a little annoyed if I couldn't do Baraka Command Grab anymore. And there's some characters like Collector. If he just literally had a different like tournament moveset, he might be really good.
Yeah.
Some of his moves that are not in tournament ones are like, wow, you should.
I saw Sonic Fox's latest tier list, and Collector was at the very bottom, and I was like, maybe I won't try Collector next.
No, but it's whatever. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about being too critical about not having any of the ninjas, because some of their tools seem like they are really good. I've always thought that like Rain's Roundhouse is just too good to have in a normal competitive circumstance.
Even if it counts as a special move, you know?
Yeah, it's just, you get to reset positioning so easily. I don't know, whatever.
Isn't it just basically a free juggle when he just kicks you around the world and then you can just uppercut him or something like that?
Yeah, but if you're cornered, now you have cornered yourself, and if the other reverse is true,
okay. But I mean,
switch sides.
that's a lot of moves do that, right?
I think it seems really good, but
I mean, like if I'm Scorpion and I combo into Spear, I
guess,
right?
yeah,
you know, it's just I don't know. It just seems like
in any case they didn't go with that.
Okay,
so, I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much, but I guess I would understand why it does for some other people.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but he does seem like a really fun character, and I love that he has the line when he steals your soul.
Yeah, your soul is mine.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
But then he did it on the brutality too,
right?
If he brutalities you with that move, then he poses and says, "Your soul is mine."
That's so cool. That's legit.
Sorry,
right there.
shout outs to was it CGT or CTG Carrie?
Oh yeah, Carrie Hiroyuki Tagawa.
Oh, okay, so it's CH.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man.
Because that's his.
Don't ask me about actors. That's not my forte. That's for sure.
Fair enough.
So that's what's going on there. They have a combat cast tomorrow where they're going to be talking about the new Combat League. It's just started. I don't know all the details, only what I've read about and sort of seen when I played it once. But
some of those costumes that you can win look very cool.
Exactly.
Actually,
so it seems that it's basically the ranked league, right? So for the first month-ish, we've been able to play ranked, but it's not. It's a ranked mode, but it's not like a league kind of thing with, the
rankings and
the sort of ranked categories, the classes, right, that every game seems to have. So you're going to get that now, and where you end up after the season is over, which is a month long, you will get better rewards if you end up higher up, and some of them are gear, and the gear looks really cool.
And not only that, but I do want to mention that thank you for this decision.
Okay.
Is that you get your awards based on the highest point that you got during the league.
For sure.
Not where you ended up.
Right.
Which means if you get there and then you get down there, you still get the reward.
If you have one really bad day, it's not going to kill your reward.
Look, I mean, even before the game came out, you remember I was just talking about how excited I was to see what they would do with their online system and stuff like that. I feel like this is really cool. I think this is kind of a cool idea, kind of making it more event style. Also, 3 out of 5s changing to 2 out of 3 as well. So if you run into a lagger, you don't have to kill them 3 times anymore. You know, but I don't know. It's just cool. Like like even in the previous one in MK10, they had the different clans that you could join. They're always trying these different things, and so I'm really excited for this. I think it's really cool.
I definitely agree.
Shout outs to NRS again for doing really cool things.
Yeah, they are really good at making additional things that players would care about. End up really good.
I don't want to be like stereotypical and stuff like that, but U.S. developers understand the internet better. I mean, they just do. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's like,
that may be true, but
they just understand what the online gaming people want out of it more.
I mean, I guess I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, a certain NRS developer person was in our chat earlier, and he was not too happy with some of the responses to the Combat League and to Shang Tsung.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, because
no.
for the Combat League, some people are upset that they now have to play this game mode that they don't want to play in order to get cool looking gear, and some of them don't like the gear for particular characters, even if it's not gear that their character actually uses anyway.
Are you serious?
There's just weird people out
okay,
there,
but that's the internet being the internet at that point in time, right? Because they're just going to complain about everything, right?
I mean, the amount of flack that people at NRS get about character choices and stuff.
The thing about the world is, like, you know, if you have to pay for something, everyone's going to get mad because it's not free. If it's free, everyone's going to get mad because you're not giving them what they wanted. And if they give you what you wanted, you're going to be mad because it's not in the color that you wanted. You know what I mean? That's the internet right there. It's just
it
how
should
it
always be red. That's true.
Yeah, no, it should. Well, actually, they are red.
They are
red. So you're
red and
definitely
white. They are
happy.
pretty cool, though.
They are nice looking. I'm not going to lie. So.
Yeah.
Even though red is a pretty ugly color,
but
no, I'm just kidding. No, red is not an ugly color at all.
Yeah,
no,
neither is blue.
Red is a good color.
I'll give it to blue.
There's not very many but ugly colors out there.
I agree with that.
Yeah, to be honest with you. They all have their place, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff going on for Combat League. It also gives you access to different stats about how you played. And when you play, it will give you like a screen of like, here's what happened, and then you can later go into your combat card and see your previous matches and like a little breakdown of how they went.
Dude, I don't think we ever talked about that, but you saw that clip of the Grand Blue Odyssey thing, right? Where after the match was over, it showed you like how many times you landed an uppercut and how many times you there was a lot of really cool stats in there, and if that's dude, I'm like super excited about that. Like
talking about commentary APIs, huh?
Dude, not even just that, but just to help people.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you after a match was over and it was like you got anti-aired like 17 times? You can just be like, maybe I should stop jumping. Nobody will do that, but those few key people will see it and be like, okay, this might be a problem. Like, it should be highlighted in red. You know what I mean? Like, the worst offender stats should be highlighted in red and stuff like that. And maybe based off of, they just have pre-recorded text for it. So if it's like, you got DP'd, and then there's be a tip on the side, try jumping less. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. You know, like, it would actually be kind of cool if games did something like that,
I agree with
man.
that.
Gosh.
Anyway. Learn more about the Combat League tomorrow on the Combat Cast that they have on twitch.tv/NetherRealm.
Okay.
At typically 1 p.m. Central Time, I think is when they tend to do it.
Okay. So that's probably...
Maybe it's 1 p.m. my time.
That's probably
Pacific
after
time.
I wake up, then if it's 1 p.m. Central Time.
Oh, man.
God. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Anything else to say about MK11?
One thing that I will divulge about Mortal is that I was talking with some of my friends at NRS during E3, and I was like, hey, spines are really good on Baraka. Mm-hmm. And they were like, we didn't expect it to be that good.
It's weird because when it first came out, it seemed like spines were like, what are you doing with these,
dude,
right?
In the beta, I specifically didn't pick that. I switched away from the default, which was command grab plus spines, and went to command grab plus low stab because I was like, I don't need these spines. I got anti-air anyway.
Yeah,
what is this about? And now I think spines are actually ridiculous.
It's just it's a preemptive anti-air,
super
right?
good.
So you just throw them out, and you never have as long as you throw them out, it's super hard to punish.
It's hard to punish for most characters.
And then people are now scared to jump ever, basically.
Yeah. And you just control this guy, whether Katana does float or not, or whether there's a dive kick out of Kung Lao or not. It doesn't matter. They're just going to get anti-aired either way. Mm-hmm. And, dude, if Kung Lao does teleport, if he gets too handsy, but you happen to have done spines thinking that he was going to do a jump in, the spines hit super late in their active frames, and you get whatever juggle you want.
Right, he teleports into them.
Into the spines, and you're like, okay, stand 4 into down 4 into command grab.
Okay.
No. It's pretty cool.
I'm never going to play Kung Lao against your Baraka then.
I really think that command grab Baraka counterpicks Kung Lao.
Kung Lao, really? Just because of the spines?
Biggest reason is
because, I mean, you can't dive kick. You can't jump around trying to dive kick him anymore.
So you're a grounded player now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
It's almost like you'd have to play the other one instead. And also, by the way, they just released the patch, and they're just fixing bugs and they're not trying to change the quality. They nerfed Kung Lao.
Well, yeah. What
I'm
happened?
so sad because remember when we were talking to Foxy Grandpa and he was like, the best thing about it is if you dive kick them, Z-Hat doesn't reset the thing, so you can Z-Hat
Yes.
and then dive kick them and still get the crushing.
No longer, huh? Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
I read that and I was like, no, you nerfed Kung Lao. You actually nerfed him. I was so sad.
Did not realize. Well,
So
he's a really
sad.
good character.
I
So.
was so sad. Yeah, I still think of it. It's funny because the more I play all the characters, the better I think he is.
Yeah,
because,
same.
I feel like I'm missing cool things with all the other characters. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting.
Really good.
Like, even though I didn't do well with Liu Kang, by the end of it, I felt like Liu Kang was really good.
Yeah.
Like when I was playing Katana, I didn't even feel like she was that as strong by the end of it. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting. It's been such an awesome journey playing all the different characters and just feeling it and stuff. It really puts a different perspective on all your characters. The hardest part is that you're not learning anybody, so you're just losing the entire time. You know what I mean? Because it's like brand new character, lose,
yeah.
lose, lose,
You're not
lose,
digging
lose,
down.
win, 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 win. Okay, now I'm switching character, lose, 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 lose. It's discouraging.
Sure, I bet.
But you definitely learn a lot about your characters.
Yeah.
You learn a lot.
Learn a lot more.
Yeah,
Totally, dude.
exactly. So it's really interesting. It's been a very interesting journey. The nice thing about it is because it's Mortal Kombat and I have no expectations of doing well, that I can play it and be okay with dying at first. Though I do still get salty because I can't not get salty because it's me.
Yeah.
Right, so, but
That's cool, though.
it's still really cool because I feel like I look at every character far more objectively than I ever have before. And like I was messing with Devora a little bit and I was just like, God, everything is high. I was just like, this character is not going to have a good time. But but the thing is, I thought the same thing about Johnny, but Johnny's not that bad at all, right? So he's not bad at all just because his low is so good that the opponent has to block most of the time, and then all your highs hit anyway. Because I fought a really good Johnny online. I was like, oh, I could just duck under everything, but he just kept doing lows.
Yeah.
And then I just got scared and I had to block, and then that's when he got away
You
with
have to
his
block
highs.
at like third to half screen range against that character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's actually really good. So destroy all
Unless you are
expectations.
a character with the hurt box who doesn't have to deal with his stuff.
Yeah, so destroy all expectations is the tagline to Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the movie, and it's like
Was it really?
It's the most accurate tagline ever because really it was so bad that you should destroy all expectations going in there. Dude.
Yeah.
I never saw it. I never saw the second
really?
one. Yeah, because I heard it was so bad. So
I've seen it many times.
The second one, really, more than the first one? Please say no.
Probably the same.
Oh, God.
I haven't seen either one in many years.
Because the first one's good, right? The first
I
one's
don't remember it being
The
good.
first one is good.
I don't
dude.
think so.
People fought, dude. Like in Street Fighter the movie, like you go through this whole movie, you're watching it's Street Fighter, right? No one's fighting. Finally, Vega and Ryu get into a ring and they stare at each other. They start circling and they're like, fight. And then car drives through the wall and they don't fight. Like they don't fight until forever, dude. It's so bad. Yeah, you can see.
I've only seen that, I think, once.
You can see seams in the CGI sky textures.
Wait, in which
In
movie?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation, like when you see the CG sky, you can actually like see where they repeat it.
Really?
That's what my friend told me. That's what he told me.
Wow.
So yeah.
That is pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's quit talking about this topic unless you got anything else to say.
No. Let's move on. Interesting 5-5 here.
5-5 matchup.
Right, because this is, not a lot of people have talked about this. I did see someone talk about it, and it got me thinking about it. So they were saying that Axe won the Summit 8, and this was the first time Pikachu won a Super Major.
Okay.
But Summit is an invitational. Can an invitational be considered a Super Major? When Gachikun wins Red Bull Kumite, for example, that year, does that count as him winning a major? Or is that different because it is not an open bracket? Can you actually call this a super major when it's not a standard tournament format with everybody playing in there? Now, for me, before I get to you, I just want to say that I hadn't really thought about it, so I don't even really have an opinion yet. But it's just a really interesting kind of monkey wrench into the way that I was thinking, right? So what are your thoughts on that?
What do you consider Capcom Cup?
Capcom Cup? I guess it's still kind of a major-ish. because it's very similar.
Because
Because
it's
it's
not
got
just an invitational, obviously. You have to qualify for it.
Right, because that's the thing, is that you had to play all the other events to get into it. It's just not like somebody said, hey, you're in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the fact that you had to do it by winning all of those other tournaments, I think makes it a different kind of situation. And there is a last chance qualifiers. Not to say that there isn't a last chance qualifier for the Summit stuff.
Correct. So the Summit does have qualifiers that you have to actually win in. And all the people who are invited are great. There's no bums being invited. I guess a bum could win the popularity side of things.
Right.
That's conceivable and arguably has happened in the past. But it's not... What up?
Tattoo GG says, people didn't make it into the Summit by being influencers. Does that mean I can't make it into the Summit?
You definitely can make it into the Summit.
Not as a player.
You can. Will it happen?
Yeah.
Probably not. But
They're
the
not
rules allow it.
But I am an influencer, remember?
You
I
sure
am
are.
an influencer. You can't talk down to influencers like that.
You got a lot of influence. Nobody would ever try to dissuade you. All that influence you're just peddling around.
Yeah.
So I think that it's a major. Yeah. I don't know. I think if the question is it a major or a super major, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what that seems like its own separate contentious issue.
And remember, Super Major, we're not talking about stuff like Evo, because like that's different from FG. This is a pure Smash terminology, Super Major kind of thing. So.
And there's how many, 5 or 6 or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm not opposed to that being a super major. I mean, I don't have any philosophical grounds for why that shouldn't be a super major. I think the fact that it's primarily invitational and only a few people qualify doesn't take it out of the realm of being an extremely difficult tournament to win, which I think is probably what the category should be about. Is it very difficult to win this tournament? It is.
Right.
And it's very difficult to win the other gigantic tournaments that happen. So I think maybe that's the criteria that I would use, rather than something like, is it an open, is it invitational primarily? And now I don't want to see a ton of invitationals, as we've often talked about. I definitely want to maintain primarily having an open tournament bracket kind of system. But I'm also not opposed to having invitationals. I like the idea of them, and Summit always does a really fun job.
Right.
So no, I think I'm fine with it being considered as
for
fancy
them
as
saying
anything else.
Now in the history books, Pikachu has won a super major.
Yeah.
So you're okay with that?
I'm okay with that. Yeah,
Okay.
just the list of players is so strong that I think that's pretty reasonable.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I understand both sides of it, because I do
Sure, of
feel
course.
like, if you are a strong player and didn't get invited to it, you're like, what the hell? This is stupid, right? Like, what if you're a guy that is Axis Demon,
Yeah.
right? And you didn't get invited to the tournament. You're good. You're obviously very strong and deserve to go. It's just the way the cards fell, you didn't get invited to it. And you're like, man, if I was there, I would have beat Axe for free.
Well, I think
Like-
Axis Demons might have been in this tournament, but
Right,
he didn't
exactly.
get matched up against them in the bracket.
Right. But, I mean, let's just say you're that player. Now, are you upset? Like, you can't call this a super major. I wasn't there.
No, because
You know?
it's for the same reason that your presence there doesn't mean that you will play against Axe.
Right, yeah,
It's
yeah.
unlikely that you'll play against Axe unless you both make it super, super deep.
Right,
So
yeah.
no, I don't think that that's a reason to disqualify it from that. I don't. In terms of other fighting games, I don't know what I would say. What would make a super major versus a major? I tend to think that there's basically Evo, and then in terms of size, maybe CB, CEO, and then there's a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
But Evo is obviously its own category. That if anything were to be the super major, clearly it's Evo. Other than that, I don't know. I don't think that's a very interesting or useful conversation either. But I do think it's interesting to talk about whether an invitational could be a major, and I don't have any reason why it shouldn't be.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, the reason why I'm confused, well, the reason why I'm kind of torn between it, because obviously it's not any easier to win this than anything else was, right? So Axe absolutely deserves any accolade that he has, right? It's just that, from our standpoint, I've never thought about Red Bull Kumite, for example, as a tournament, a significant, if I was... for example, let's say I had to assign events to get CPT points. I would never let that get CPT points. because it's
I mean, fair enough, yeah.
right. Same thing with like E-League. I would never have that have CPT points kind of thing, right? That's how I'm just like I can totally see both sides. It was just something I didn't even think about until I saw that question, and I was like, that's interesting. I wonder, it's just kind of an interesting topic to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sorry for me to be on the fence and kind of waffle
Come
on
on,
it,
buddy, pick a side,
it's
huh?
like literally,
What you got?
I kind of see both sides.
Man, well,
I
I mean,
definitely
of
see
course,
both sides.
who doesn't see both sides? But
Yeah,
which
no.
side do you land on?
Which side do I land on? Which side do I land on?
Oh no! I see where this is headed.
Heads, it counts. Tails, this is Bupkis. This is Bupkis, dude. There's no way Axe should be counting. He should not even be counted as winning a super major because it's an invitational. Other people don't even get the chance to play. How is this even fair? It's like you're closing off the tournament to like 90% of the participants. There's no way this should be a major.
At least 90%, probably more.
Yeah, exactly. So this is total garbage, dude. In my book, Pikachu has not won a super major.
Fair enough. I guess we'll have to leave it at that.
Okay.
What an irreconcilable set of opinions.
Oh, man. Okay, there you go.
It's cool with me. Yeah, I'm down for that.
It's fine.
And really, even beyond this sort of philosophy and categorization discussion, as long as people tend to think it's a super major, that's fine for me.
Right.
I'm very introspective in a lot of ways, and I think about things a lot. But there's a lot of stuff that I think people like overthink in terms of the like. Does something need to be categorized as X or Y? Like, it's not super important either way. So if the community thinks that it is, yeah.
Okay, sure. Fair enough. There you go. Oh, man, that's funny. Okay, well.
Pikachu definitely did win a tournament at the least.
Yes, for sure. And a very hard to win
And a
tournament.
very hard to win
And
tournament.
as I said, I don't care what side you stand on. Like, it's still a massive accomplishment for
It's
Axe.
so
And
cool.
it's super happy. And I loved seeing how emotional he was. I mean, you know me. Whenever I see players get emotional about their wins or their losses, like it just affects me so much. So
It's so cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, the game itself is in such a cool spot.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch right now.
yeah. And having said that, I mean, this probably goes with the FGC news.
Yeah.
I mean, we could probably transition over to
Transition.
that a little bit over. But CEO announced that because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has the most entrants, it's going to close out Sunday at CEO.
Great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So good job.
That's the right call.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
That is absolutely the
I
right
know
call.
a lot of people, think that EVO will never move away from Street Fighter V closing it. It's weird that somebody told me that. I saw somebody who was like, I still consider EVO a Capcom major, and I was like,
Capcom major.
and I was like, dude, there have been more anime games in the last like 3 years than Capcom games.
Yeah. There's been... How many times have there been 2 Capcom games? I guess there was a stretch where there were 3 with Marvel and Cross Tekken was there for 1-2 years, I guess.
Exactly.
But yeah, in general...
Yeah, but anyways,
That
I
hasn't
know
been
people
true.
think that about EVO, but if what Wizard said about the numbers
Yeah.
with Smash Ultimate being in the
Yeah.
2000s or whatever like that, I hope it closes.
It should close it out.
It absolutely should.
It
I think
should.
deserves. I think it deserves that spot.
100%. Yeah, you got to satisfy what the people who enter care about.
Yeah.
And secondarily, but if you can do both, what the people who want to watch care about. And guess what, folks? In both cases, it's Smash.
Yep. Just
what
because
it should
maybe
be.
you don't like Smash
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it doesn't have the most entrants and probably won't have the most viewers.
Probably will.
So there you go.
Yep, I'm totally
Actually,
cool for that.
ending EVO with Tekken would be really sick.
Dude,
as
of
well.
course it will be. Of
Because
course.
Tekken has just been so hype.
Of
If we
course.
could close the day, actually, I wonder if it would be Tasty Steve because I mean, obviously, Eris always does EVO if he decides to show up to it. So I don't know, but anyway.
Tasty Steve on the house mic.
Oh, there you go.
That's what he has been doing.
That's true, dude. Yeah, that would actually be sick. Then that would be sick. Yeah, if we can close EVO out with Tekken, I think that would be sick.
I'm in it.
That'd be sick. So
That sounds cool to me.
yeah, dude, Combo Breaker Tekken.
Oh,
was
it was great
ridiculous,
at
too. Yeah.
Combo Breaker, yeah.
Okay.
The crowd was so into it, too. That was awesome. So, yes, whichever game gets the most entrants / has the most viewers should be the one that has the biggest stage.
Yep, agreed. Okay. I mean, EVO runs too late, but that's just obviously because last year it was delayed and stuff like that, if they can do it so that it doesn't have that kind of delay.
Well,
then,
keep in mind too, there's only 4 games on the finals day this time rather than
and
5.
that was the intention,
That was a huge
to fight that, right? Because otherwise we probably would have had like MK on Sunday or something like that. So
I think that wasn't happening.
yeah, I just think the violence is just too much for it to be on
do.
Sunday. Because that's the other thing too, is you have to remember, one of the stipulations of Evo is that everything streams on Evo's channel.
Yeah.
Right? Street Fighter V is not on Capcom Fighters at top 8. Only the pools are on Capcom Fighters, right? So by the time it gets to top 8, Evo streams their own stuff. And so, maybe they just didn't want Mortal Kombat on the Sunday because they just didn't want to have that there.
That is my guess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, SamSho has that toggle, and if I record content for YouTube, I'm going to have to do that. I mean, I'm going to try to put up the footage of us playing last night. It's probably going to get demonetized, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, all the videos that I put out of SamSho that we recorded earlier have not been demonetized.
Oh, really?
They've been fine. It's not, I mean, there's blood, but it's not like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Mortal Kombat went hardcore, dude.
Yeah, I mean, even when you split people in half, they do the fighting game thing where they split in half, lie there, and then flash and disappear.
They disappear.
Right? It's still that video game cartoony kind of...
Mortal Kombat has, I mean, you know.
Just intestines and stuff
Yeah,
everywhere,
they
and
just-
skulls. And,
They went too hard, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
I was talking with one of the NRS devs, and they were like, look, you know, I think that... I think BB Tag looks like it's probably a fun game, but I just can't get into the art style. And I was like, well, look at me. Somehow I'm managing to put up with horrible murder gore porn in order to play a game that I really enjoy.
Hey, you really called him out like that?
I was like, yeah, I did.
Hey.
It was like, fair point. Man.
Right.
I was like, when can I sign you up to play BB Tag with me?
Damn. David goes in hard, dude.
I mean, I've been saying that, you know. I love the gameplay, but they went too wild.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. I mean, they should have made a mode where it turned all the blood into white sweat. Like, that would have been funny.
Sweat would have been very funny, at least.
That would have been such a great reference to, you know.
Yeah, it would have been.
I mean, look, honestly, like, if they actually took the time to make alternate versions of all the fatalities and all the fatal blows to be, like, almost kind of comedically non-violent versions of them, like, I think that would actually be kind of hilarious.
It would be great.
Like, not like jokes like you take out a feather and tickle them and be dumb like that, but like, you know, like Johnny K sticking his foot in you and you going, oh, and then falling over, you know, like just stuff that just makes no sense.
I mean, some of them are funny. I really enjoy the Johnny ones. Like, they're gross, but it's funny, so that like ameliorates the grossness.
Right.
Some of them I just could do without.
And again, like if they just had the contextualities of family members and stuff like that, dude.
One of these games, you know, one of these generations, MK14 maybe.
Dun, dun, dun. You did good, Cassie.
I'm really proud of you.
You really did, Cassie. It was a great job, great job. But next time, just make sure that you guard your face a little more.
Exactly, yeah.
Contextuality, dude. I mean, come
on. Thanks, Dad.
That would have been so amazing.
Would have been great.
Yeah, just have Cassie sitting there. Can't believe I got beat by you again.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh god, it would have been so good.
It would have been great.
MK12, dude. I'm looking for contextuality, dude. Because that would be a better friendship. Like, that would be hilarious, dude.
It would be great.
Oh, my God. Okay. Anyways, what other game news do you got here?
Mai and Kula are out for DOA 6.
That's right. Yes. And it was funny, too, because they actually showed that there's a very standard Kula B&B that she's been able to do in most of the KOF games.
Okay.
That is fully intact in this game
wow.
too. So they figured out a way to make it work. So again, I really like how they kind of put them in the game because it really felt like they did what Tekken did was they tried to put that character into the game,
right?
Not like morph them. You know, they morphed him into the
Tekken
system.
Version of Geese be?
Yeah,
that's not it. It's here's Geese. He's in Tekken.
Right, exactly. He's got his meter.
Yeah.
He's got this cancel, you know. Akuma, you're in Tekken, he can kill you off of a low. Deal with it, you know. I think that's actually really cool. I think it's really cool.
I totally agree.
Wait, cool. Oh, wow. Kula breaks the game, according to somebody. Ice Breath is an unholdable launcher. Okay, I can see that. There's no way to counter it. You can't hold it, you know. Whereas most attacks you can hold, and that's the RPS of DOA. Apparently, it's unholdable and it's a launcher, so it's actually super good. Okay, I can see that. Well, maybe they'll balance it. Maybe they'll change it. Unless maybe it's not super broken. Unless it's like super delayed that if you sidestep it, you can just blow her up or something. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay. How, dude? You've worn the Pirate Bay shirt on stream many times.
Oh yeah, this shirt's probably 15 years old.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know. It looks like it needs a little bit of renewal right now.
Well, it ain't getting it.
Yeah.
It ain't getting it. This is the one I'm gonna have my whole life.
Nice. Okay.
Anything else to talk about? What do you
about
got?
that?
That's the other.
That was the only game news that you had. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, we already talked about other game news.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I'll be going to Vienality this year. I'm very excited for that.
Nice.
And
when is that?
That is July 6th and 7th.
Okay, so wow, that's coming up soon.
Close-ish. Yeah, a few weeks.
Okay.
The weekend after CEO.
Okay.
I am super stoked for that because I went last year and I had a great time. And it's very unique.
Mm-hmm,
they have it in an old building from the 1800s in Vienna. Because that's just what downtown Vienna is. It's just it's the city from a long time
Tell them
ago.
that I commentate MK now.
You got it.
Tell them that I commentate MK, and I would really like to visit Vienna. I mean, the tournament. I really want to see the tournament.
No, that's really cool. Thanks for the sub, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dang. Thanks for the gifted sub, Able Nation 2, Mexi Daves. Very nice.
Okay.
Thank you. That's cool.
Pew, pew, pew.
Also, my wife's coming, and I'm really happy about that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
She gets to
Basically,
check
she
out
never
Vienna.
goes to tournaments on account of she doesn't like them. She still sometimes... We were talking about this the other day when we decided that she would go. Remember Aftershock, where it was just like in like a basement level Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara classroom, and she was like, it was terrible. It was small and dank, and everybody smelled, and I didn't know anybody.
Right,
I was like, yeah, that's. You could come to some others. They're not all like that, to be fair. And she's always like, ah. But now she's going to come to this one in Vienna because it's Vienna.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
She was a music major in college, and so thanks for the sub again.
Shout out to Tap.
Thanks for the sick. Shout out to you. And so going to the big kind of the home, the center maybe of classical music in Europe is a big deal for her. So she's going to go check out like the Beethoven Museum. And stuff.
That's dang. I would almost go and just like hang out with her and do that. Dude,
I think that sounds awesome.
Super cool. Because I grew up listening to a lot of classical music. I played the piano. I was a big Beethoven. Chopin is still one of my favorite musicians of all time.
We're going to be flying through the Frederick Chopin Airport in Warsaw.
Oh, dang.
Because that's what the airport is.
Chopin piano music. I mean, he's one of the reasons why I love the piano so much. And like, his music is just when you listen to it. You know how there's those certain songs like the DuckTales Moon theme. For some reason, when you just hear it, it just evokes this weird emotion out of you. That's like all Chopin music. Like everything Chopin writes does that, dude. It's crazy.
We played some of his music at our wedding.
Nice.
That's true story.
There you go. That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah. I also demanded that we play Across the Stars from Star Wars.
Which one's that one? Is that the love theme?
It's the love theme from the prequels. Yeah.
That one? That's
no, it's from the prequels.
Oh, from the prequel. Because that's Leia's theme that I just say. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Nice. I'm sure she was like, all right, David.
No, I had to fight, dude.
You did? Oh, that wasn't even a begrudging.
No.
Oh, my God. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Anyway, so I'm stoked for that.
Okay, cool.
Also, of course I support torrents. Torrents are an amazing bit of technology
nice actually.
That is one of the most useful ways to disseminate information humanity's ever created. So, of course, I support torrents. Now, could you do things that are illegal with them? I don't know about that. But the technology, of course, I support the technology. Mm-hmm. Of course. It's a great way to... If you have a huge file and lots of people want to get it and share it, of course, it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know what you do with them, but... Yeah, the technology seems great.
I did go to a piano concert one time where there was a famous pianist who played nothing but Chopin songs. And one of my absolute favorite Chopin songs. I'm not going to pretend I remember the exact opus number. I think it's 53. But, like, she didn't play that one. But then during one of the encores she played it.
Ooh,
I was so happy.
saved it,
I was just like, yeah.
Okay.
I actually stood up and was like full on standing ovation afterwards
Nice.
and everything. I was so happy. It's really cool.
Well, is that it?
I think so.
All right.
2.5 hours. I think we
Cool.
covered our. We did forget to play the bird song last week.
Did we really?
Because we went straight to the Samurai Showdown and then we just ended after Samurai Showdown, so we didn't play the bird song. I put it into. I edited
Oh,
into the
nice.
YouTube version.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
I edited it into the YouTube version.
Very cool.
Play it twice. Huh?
Yeah, who doesn't support Torrance? Of course.
Like
That's
I
a
said,
what
it's a nice
technology.
town. I've been to Torrance a lot.
Torrance?
It's really nice.
I don't think that's true.
Torrance is okay.
It's okay. Yeah,
It's okay.
it's fine. Bird 'em.
Oh no, the volume is muted. Here.
Sweet. Yeah, Torrance is cool, in reality.
I'm gonna do this twice just so we can make up for this.
Double bird 'em.
I'm gonna give them double birds. I'm gonna flip them 2 birds here. And we aren't done yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, man, just because I think that the law should be something different than it is doesn't mean that I'm bad at dealing with what the law as it actually is. But, I have aspirations.
It's actually very true.
Yeah.
It's very logical. It's a very lawyerly statement.
Boom.
Exactly.
How many times now?
This is only the second time I've done it.
I'm already lost in it, dude. All right.